3, 2, 1.
今夜もミュージック君へのラッキー笑い合って抱き合って幸せにほらなれるように
Guess who's back? Back again.
We are back.
Why did
I
it
want to
take
die
you so
already.
long to respond?
All right, let's get fucking started because we have to talk
No,
about.
you need to calm down. Welcome everyone to fucking summer 2020, and as of the day of recording this, it's What's birthday.
Whoa!
Everyone
Yay.
type in the comments, happy birthday, what the what. If you don't want
No.
to tell happy birthday, what the what, you could type you're unfunny, what the what. Those are the
No.
same thing.
Don't do that. That would hurt my feelings.
You
I'll
don't
make you
have
guys
feelings.
I'll make you guys end this series if you don't do that.
You don't have feelings. But this
Oh,
is
yeah.
summer 2020. Craftsdwarf is already trying to move this along, but we gotta.
Because he doesn't care about any of us.
The
He just
three
wants
shows we're watching this season, just a
to...
reminder, are
just the three.
God of High School, Rent a Girlfriend, ReZero Season 2, and Oregairu Season 3.
Evan,
are
can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you count to 3 real quick?
Uno, dos, tres.
All right. Now list how many shows we're watching again.
4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just leave that for the audience.
Wait, what? Did I say we were watching 3 shows?
You did.
You know what?
Disconnected.
This is very sad.
But yeah, part of the reason I want to get started is because aside from the Reddit, like 3 weeks worth of Reddit stuff, we also have 4 videos uploaded with comments. So
It should be fun.
So if we're gonna go in chronological order with these comments, we start with the last week of last spring,
Yay.
where what said and we'll end up talking about this, but for the list of demands we were given at the end of last season, what says, I'll fulfill the demands if you get the Weeb Club more clout. Weeb Club didn't get more clout, and the demands were not filled, and that's led to something
It's
else.
self-explanatory, really.
well, yeah, we'll talk about it when we get
It's
to the Reddit.
self-explanatory. Look, it's their fault, you know? It's nobody's fault but theirs. Can't blame me or Craftsdwarf or Vindy. Well, you can blame Vindy for that. And Craftsdwarf, actually. You know what? Scratch that. Blame Craftsdwarf, too. Just don't blame me, you know?
So all this podcast has become is someone making a joke and everyone else not realizing they've made a joke and ruining the joke. That was Dot.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
I don't expect my co-hosts to make jokes because I don't expect them to be funny.
Wow,
Yeah.
Vindy, that's a funny meme. Raphael Racine comments, tell me one thing I've done wrong on recording for the Weeb Club. And you know what? He raises a good goddamn point. That's a pretty good goddamn point, you know?
Well, do you see the reply? He posted a link to something I've said that's wrong on the Weeb Club that I didn't say.
Well, I mean, you know, Vindy, the fact that you think we should take away women's ability to vote, you know?
But is that wrong?
I think the reason behind the yesterday 18 to 12 episode confusion is because of the specials. On Abema TV, a Japanese streaming website, yesterday aired with 6 extra shorts attached to certain episodes. Since the show is cataloged as 12 regular episodes and 6 shorts, Mao listed the show as 18 episodes originally. I don't think anything was cut, as I haven't found an official source saying as much. We'll get to that, because there has been some really cringe discourse surrounding Unga Bunga yesterday's rushed ending. It's been really fucking bad. Like, the Weeb Club's the only smart group of people, let's just say that. Can you two ever just fucking talk without, like...
I'm
being
eating
fucking
Craftsdwarf. Read a fucking
like,
comment.
pause?
I don't have
Holy
any more
shit.
comments until Nozaki.
Oh my god.
fucking God.
Okay.
You know what? Here's one
Read
I
the
like from
Chocomoto X
Ninmanji.
comment.
I fucking hate Craftsdwarf.
I don't have it open anymore. I closed it. I don't have it up in front of me anymore.
You could literally just look at the Weeb Club's comments liking the total, but you know, whatever. So this guy follows me on Twitter, right? His name's Stephen Weirdy. He comments like, he links the part where we say that like we were talking about yesterday, and again, this is another cringe take. He says, "Guess what? That's exactly what you get alongside key scenes building up to." Because this was talking about like Vindy saying, because I guess Steph and Weirdy just neglected everything else that Vindy said and only focused on the part where Vindy said maybe the parts of the manga have more build up to those scenes, but then neglected the part where Vindy also says, "But we were watching, and you know what? It was basically already there. You didn't really need it." But, ignore that part because he says, "Guess what? That's exactly what you get alongside key scenes building up to both the park breakup and a better version of the confession, while also getting Ro to grow the fuck up after his outburst and Shinako not ending up a punchline."
I don't think Shinako ends up a punchline. I think she ends up pretty well.
Like, it's a funny little... It's not even a punchline. It's just a funny, cute little thing at the end of the show, right? Like, maybe we could have had more with just those two, but, it's kind of fairly established that it's mainly just fucking... I don't even care anymore. It's fucking... The show's over now. We're on to better things.
The show's over and is Kino. But it's not as Kino as... I would say that we're already watching 2 shows this season that are already better.
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching 3, so,
I don't know if I would say that Rent a Girlfriend is better than yesterday.
No,
I don't know if I would...
I don't know. 3. I said I'm watching 3, because you're not watching SAO Alicization War of Underworld.
No, I'm not caught up yet.
Yeah. However, there's one quote here that I want to bring up.
If we're bringing up who's racist, let me bring up a quote. Craftsdwarf, can you read this direct quote from you? I'll post a screenshot of it. It's a direct quote from you.
It's a direct quote from you on the Nen show. On the Nen show with
MathWiz, who apparently lets you get away with blatant racism. But can you just
let it happen too? Can you read that? Read that for us. Read that for us, Craftsdwarf. No.
You can't
give me a second to collect myself.
You can't steal laughs to get out of this.
Hold on, it's funny because I forgot. I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? And it's like,
funny,
oh.
Racism is funny, quote Craftsdwarf 2020.
Sorry, holy shit. Oh no. My past has been dredged up. I thought the Nensho was the good one. Alright, if we're discussing who's the... Let me fucking finish! Fuck. If we're discussing who's the most racist, let me bring up a quote. Where is my, oh no, Gamma Bunta
That's
at?
not what that says.
I'm not gonna fucking say it, dude. I'm not
what
stupid.
That says. You better read that.
Craftsdwarf on the Nensho discussing Naruto popularity polls.
If it was a while ago, Craftsdwarf can claim he's grown as a person. He couldn't if he said it right now. That's what he's telling us.
Can we get a hashtag RIP Craftsdwarf in the comments? Let's get this trending. Let's go. On Twitter, I want you all to post the
Please cancel me. Then I don't have to be on YouTube anymore. I can just die.
Is canceled.
Yes.
Just
Thank
like
you.
A tweet I just made, I think I misspelled canceled. I don't care.
You're worthless. You know what? We can start from 0. We'll get to that. Anyway.
Next we should talk about the Nozaki-kun episode's comments.
I mean, I would talk about
there aren't comments. There's like one worthwhile one, which I want to say I had that conversation. I don't remember that being said specifically. I remember some other dumb things about Bleach being said, but not that specifically. So
there's a lot of them. I linked the fucking here's the thing. Factually speaking, in that video, in the comments of that video, in a lot of other Bleach videos, because I went and for my Bleach video found a bunch of different videos saying the same thing. A lot of people think that that Bleach should have ended at Soul Society, or at least was only good at the very, very least. Was only good at Soul Society.
Yeah, I guess I've never really been in the Bleach discourse, so I've never seen a lot of them. I've probably heard secondhand, honestly, or briefly on 4chan before I'd even touched the series. So
yeah, it's kind of However, we got the Kage Pro is fucking balding in the in this episode, which this one is a little bit fair because she at least apologizes at the end. I'm not gonna read it because she apologizes at the end for the thing. But there's another case of Malden going on that's a little less excusable and a lot more funny.
We'll talk about that one. We'll talk about that Malding man when we get there. But yeah,
what are you talking about?
Well, we'll find out.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. Someone's Malding, and it's about to be you.
What the fuck does that mean?
Malding?
Yeah.
Didn't I explain to you what malding meant on stream the other day?
Oh my fucking
No.
God.
What? You know what malding means, right?
It basically means baby rage. He's baby.
No,
Okay.
you fucking idiot.
Oh
It's
my
the
God.
combination of the words mad and balding. It's when you're so fucking mad that you start
Okay.
losing hair because you're malding.
Isn't that basically
Okay.
like? Never mind. Whatever.
Baby rage is when you're crying like a little fucking baby, which is what I'm doing right
Aren't those,
now.
like-
Fucking idiot. No, they're not the same thing. Babies don't bald. They don't lose
Babies
their hair.
are
They're
bald.
born. No, but that doesn't mean that they're balding. They're growing hair because they're
You know
babies.
what?
You're born without hair as a baby, and you grow hair from that.
But I had
You're
hair
not
when I was a
fucking
baby.
okay. Not all babies are bald, and you're the one who just said the blanket fucking statement, babies are bald. When that blanket statement you just was like, I had hair as a baby. You're not fucking balding when you're a baby. You're not losing your hair, okay? I'm balding right now. I'm losing hair.
Stop hurting my feelings.
Can we just like cancel the Weeb Club now? Like it's been 2 weeks. Look, if it's been 2 weeks, if we just never put up an episode, people are gonna be like, well, you know.
It was a good
No,
run, guys.
we have to. I love
God
it.
damn it.
I'm having
God
so
damn
much fun right now.
Is that what this is? This is fun? Is this fun for you?
EWB comments.
Oh wait, hold on.
EWB?
What's this
Is that what you
comment? What's this comment on here though? What's this comment here that says
sorry?
inferior
Did you say
podcast?
EWB?
I don't know.
No,
what started
But
saying
there's a
something
there's a comment on the Nozaki-kun episode that says
Yep.
inferior podcast. What's that all about?
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to
But
that.
we are not the inferior of the two podcasts.
Yeah, very clearly not.
Okay, so Dot continues our EWB joke with no drip, no sauce, no passion, no comedy, no male gaze, and then now it's no functioning relationships.
See, I have a little bit of an issue with that because there was something like a little more. You could have just said like no grammar. You could have just said no grammar.
You could have said no
brain.
no integrity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to be like something that the person who made the video said.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, you know what? That EWB is probably the rudest we've ever been in an EWB ever. It's so funny.
Well, it's like
No,
what Craftsdwarf was talking about, how there's a moment where I called you rude and then called Sleepy Insomniac an incompetent dumbass.
Well, I definitely think because, like, you know, I'm a little bit more able to be calm, I guess, in like, because, I mean, like, I definitely, in some of the EWBs that I've been on, I could have gone off, you know, more, but I tried to reserve it because, you know.
Arc.
God.
Save Rukia
Yeah,
Arc.
no, well, I mean, I don't think I called him an incompetent dumbass. I was just like, why would you say
You just
that?
laughed at him.
It's
You just
stupid.
laughed at him.
No, but the man insulted my hero Naoshi Komi. I had to go in. I had
Well,
to.
he
It was
insulted the whole
required of me.
Shonen Jump, actually.
I agree.
But anyway, Kage Pro had started a chain with a bunch of fucking emojis, like.
God, I love it. I fucking love it. It's so funny.
Well, yeah, no, I kind of like some of the uses are creative, like quite similar, and then like 3 recycling ones, I'm like, oh yeah, nice, like.
Despite being pretty different shows in general, Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-kun and Nisekoi
I love the
Or actually-
gorilla.
Yeah, Gorilla and the Key and Lock, yeah, it's
are
perfect.
actually
Like,
quite similar if you think about it. They're both rather popular shows, with both boosting MAL listings of over 300,000 people set in high schools with genre trappings and character tropes, and even ran one season apart. However, what stands out amongst these similarities as the most prominent is that both are known for their unwillingness to pull the trigger on the main guy and the main girl getting together and becoming a couple.
I wish Craftsdwarf would pull the trigger on me.
same. Well, how I'll do it is like I'll sit back next to you, and then we'll put our heads together, and I'll put the gun, and then the bullet will go through both of us,
Oh my god, a true lover's suicide.
saving bullets.
That's a scene from Wanted. You guys haven't seen Wanted, have you?
No, I know he curves his bullets in it, but that's all I know. I'm
Fucking
sorry.
I think I
Kino.
saw it, part of it or most of it, but who cares?
I want to talk about
They
this
have sex
cringe
on an
fucking
IKEA
comment
table.
from Weeaboo Club. To be clear once again, don't go attacking the creator. We ultimately want the goal of this video to be a lesson.
Why is
No,
it
bitch.
cringe?
Attack him. He's an I'm kidding. Don't actually.
Wow, cringe. Who would say
Cringe.
something like that?
Unlucky, I think.
Are there even any comments on the Cross-Ange one?
Hold on, there's more from
Oh
the
my
God.
I really liked this
okay,
another comment where he said, "How dare an author be lazy and checks notes, develop and give all his characters time, focus, and
Okay,
development."
that was good, yeah. I
Instead of
missed that
just
one.
focusing on the pair that's going to get together plus maybe one additional character, he takes the time to make everyone likable. What a bad manga.
You know what, Vindy? Can you do me a favor? Read the Guitar Skater comment.
I don't see anything wrong with the video, TBH. Like the man said, Satsuki, is the only girl I care about. She doesn't even win in the end. So why should I continue watching all these other characters that get this screen time I don't give a fuck about? My man. Then he said, oh wait, the show's about Nisekoi? Just replace Satsuki with... Oh no, Dara then! No!
God, a Guitar Skater is the ultimate, like, chaotic neutral.
Chitoga is the Satsuki of fucking Nisekoi. The only difference is Nisekoi's goated and best girl wins. Okay, if you guys just get quiet after I say something, then I feel like an asshole.
Well, when you say, like, yes, Vindy, I agree with you. I'm going to suck your dick. Let me get on my knees.
No,
like, what the fuck do you want me to say?
I would rather you say, hey, Vindy, kill yourself. You're not funny. That's better. When you guys just sit there.
Well, I agree with you, though. Yeah. Chitoge's best girl. She wins.
Call me an asshole, though. Like, do something. Don't just sit there.
It seems I'm the minority in here once again.
See how awkward it is if we just sit there after someone says something?
No, it's pretty funny, actually.
You're trolling me. I'm so tilted. I'm triggered.
Anyway, it's molding time, boys. Are you ready?
Molding,
Are you fucking ready?
Molding.
The focus is just a late fusion of the strength freedom with the Vic Viper from Vindy, what the cross-edge fucking is being fucking stupid is intentional to Green Otaku God. This is hilarious.
Okay, what? Please stop. I get the point.
That's what he fucking sounds like. It was really funny, though, because when the episode came out, in like, general, the man was fucking, like, typing out, like, long-ass paragraphs over and over again. And me and Vinny were just replying. I was replying with Pepe hands, and Vinny was replying with different, like, fucking reaction images. It was funny.
I was replying with all my sad reaction images of people crying.
It was so funny. And then his reasoning was like, what's obnoxious? And Cross-Edge only comes up because of him, so I'm gonna act like a fucking little baby because of what. And it's like, okay, dude, calm down.
Yeah, well, I think there's, like, a certain level of, like, I understand that he might not like Cross-Edge, okay? And that it might be... But, like, there's no reason to be that much of an asshole to people who just enjoyed something and, like, okay, I get it if we were shitting on a show he liked. But when we're just enjoying something and talking about why we enjoyed it and what we got out of it, and all you're saying is...
about it, dude.
And your entire thing is... It's bad, and I'm not going to explain why it's bad. I'm just going to say, if you haven't seen any other of this guy's works, any idea you come up with isn't valid. You know who would do something like that?
Oh, who would do something?
Embryo. Embryo would do something like that.
Yo, Muro.
That's all.
Anybody fuck your wife lately? That. Anybody fuck your wife lately, Muro?
I don't know. I'm like, Muro's usually fine, but for some reason with Cross-Edge, like, yeah, I don't know. No, I mean, it's like, yeah, Vilcus, I don't think it looks good, but like, and at the end of it, he's just like, okay, I'll admit that it has themes, so it's like, well, you know, on some level, he agrees that there's a point to it. One thing I wanted to say is like, because about the whole otaku shit is like, there's because like, yeah, it doesn't really draw attention to that. Like, I think that's an association you can make, but I think the ideal framing would not be calling attention to like, oh, this is how otaku act, and just explain the women thing without bringing that up. Like, that would be the ideal way to frame it, but that was just the easiest way to get it across, I think. So like, just like that's how I would try to discuss it if I were going to, but I don't know. Like, because we talked about this after, but when you guys said it critiques otaku culture, my soul died, and I literally, like, that was when I left the call, and I was just like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Unlucky, I think.
Well, like, I do want to talk about one of these things, because it's actually Muro inherently missing the point of what we were talking about, and actually just being really, really dumb and stupid. He's talking about when the Chikuro Kiwi did the leave the cockpit and shoot him with the fucking gun shit decades before Cross-Edge did, and when he did it was cooler, you fucking casuals. I'm pretty sure when we talked about that, we mentioned that like trope or any time that happens in anything is cool. You say
that trope is cool, yeah.
On top of that, calling people casuals because they haven't seen... First of all, none of the three of us would consider ourselves mecha fans in terms of like having seen a lot of mecha.
No, like seeing Gurren Lagann and Evangelion, the only two mecha I ever need to see, dude.
So,
yeah.
The idea that like
at that
calling
same...
us...
real quick, I was just gonna say, here's an example. Like, that same day, he gave, I think someone asked him what his like favorite Gundam series are, and he had 79 at number 3 and like Zeta at number 2. I gave 79 like a 7, and I gave Zeta like a 5. So I'm not super huge into
right.
Yeah.
I've met so many mecha fuckers in my day. I've seen that list so many times. That's like the most normie mecha.
upset.
Look. Here's the thing.
You don't watch all the old mecha, but it's like, look, dude, I have other things I like more. Not that I dislike mecha, but sure, maybe I'm a mecha casual. But we weren't saying that we're gods of mecha. We weren't saying that we've seen all these shows. We were talking about the one show and our thoughts on this one show, and you were the one having a big malding baby reaction to it for no fucking reason.
And, like, I love his reasoning that, like, oh, what the what's obnoxious with it? What obnoxious? Like, the baseline shit I've done is literally just go, cross Sanj make my pee hard. And that was it. And then whenever anybody responds with it's bad, I just go, man, but cross Sanj make my pee hard. And that's, like, the extent of it. It's not like I'm ever gonna sit there and be like, oh, man, you guys like Ava? Fuck you. Go fuck yourselves. Kill yourselves. It's the worst shit ever. I heard you say
that to people.
No, that's like, okay, look, it's like a fucking meme if I do it like that. I don't, like, fucking go, like, on you and fucking harass you till you shut up about Ava. I literally just go like, unless someone makes me come out of my fucking hole and be like, funny Evangelion, I'm not gonna fucking shit on you for liking Ava. I'm just gonna go LOL Ava. And now Muro's gonna go in the fucking message history and try to find evidence of me being obnoxious now to counter my point. Point is, like, at a certain point, it doesn't fucking matter because we're only talking about the one fucking show. I've seen this argument so many fucking times. I've seen so many, like, I've dealt with so many mecha fuckers who have the same fucking mecha fucker lists that even the list I saw Muro have is, like, at least I've seen that list repeated, like, 5 times. I've even seen some people say that your opinion on mecha doesn't matter unless you've seen Votoms and, like, all of fucking, you know, Macross, right? So I don't even care anymore. Just whatever.
And my stance on it is, like, as long as you're not talking about the genre broadly, it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, like, we weren't talking about the way Cross Ange fits into the mecha genre in a broader
right.
sense. We were talking about Cross Ange as a show in our experience.
And Muro has a specific bone with, because I think Gundam Seed Destiny is like one of his least favorite things, if not his least favorite things of all time, and it's also the same, you know, guy. So, which is why he has the bone with that guy specifically. And I think, like, because he didn't mind Gundam Seed, but then Seed Destiny, like, fucks it. So, yeah. Like, there's a bit of a personal bone there, but I haven't.
Such a normie take, for, like, and just in general, the take that, like, Gundam Seed Destiny is, like, bad. That's the most normie take I've ever seen in my life.
Well, it could also just be bad.
Well, none of us have seen it, so yeah, it could just be fucking bad.
Yeah, like, you could say that it's a normie take that, like, The Room is a bad movie, but The Room is also just a bad movie, right? Like,
no, I know, but it's just like, it's like, what am I gonna say that he's wrong? Like, come on. Like, here's what's gonna be a really funny thing. I'm gonna watch Gundam Seed Destiny, and I'm gonna fucking hate it. I'm gonna think it's bad and fucking cringe, and then I'm still gonna like Cross Ange. So I don't know what he fucking wants from me, dude.
Yeah. There was also a big ass fucking comment by Hobart, but I didn't read it, and because I didn't see it until just now.
It was about. I read a little bit of it. It was about. I'm pretty sure. I can go back and look. I'm pretty sure
basically
it's about.
Basically, it was addressing you, saying that I'm objectively wrong about.
Yeah, about like not be about like interpretation. Can't be inherently
it's long objective. And you know what, eventually someday we'll read it.
Maybe someday we'll do like an entire podcast talking about the idea of objective or subjective interpretations of.
Well, if you think
media.
Well, if he believes in subjectivity, then nothing then, you know, that's just his subjective opinion, so it doesn't matter.
Craftsdwarf, subjectivity is the same as nihilism. Nothing fucking matters. Let's go, boys. I can't believe I'm on a podcast with
Mr. Cynical.
Look, that's just the easiest way to take care of someone who's just like, everything is subjective. Well, you know, then, you know, everything's equivalent. Like, you know, it's just what's the difference between an opinion of a 5-year-old and a learned veteran? Like, oh, it's just a subjective thing, and it doesn't matter.
Dude, if everything's subjective, what's the point, dude? Like, 5, you know what? You read 5, I read 20. I show up 15 hours late. It doesn't matter, dude. Like, it's your opinion, man.
Yeah, so I'd like to say, well, like, so yeah,
interpretation of the time.
Everything you say is subjective, therefore it doesn't matter. But however, everything I say is objective, therefore it does matter.
How that works?
God, yeah, like, well, what the fuck are you gonna say?
I mean, right, what I'm gonna say is that how many Star Wars games have you played? Exactly, none.
All right, let's go to the Reddit.
Okay, so the first one is the DOTS IQ test, which I've already done.
Okay.
So I'm
opening up a calculator.
I'm going to list it out, and then you guys are going to keep track of like what your score is.
So I have 4,000. All right, 7,000.
Just let me read it out, and then
yeah. Okay, I'll do it.
So stop saying numbers. What?
Him. He's a retard.
Yeah.
Don't
okay, so
Shut the fuck up.
plus 500 for liking and understanding Legend of Galactic Heroes.
Craftsdwarf, that's 5,000.
Or 5,000. Fuck. God damn it.
Fucking idiot.
Plus 4,000 for understanding Evangelion. Plus 3,000 for liking and understanding Hunter x Hunter. Plus 2,200 for understanding Attack on Titan. Why is it not in order? Plus 2,500 for understanding Dr. Stone. Plus 2,000 for understanding Code Geass and Death Note. So if you only understand one of them, you can't put the points.
Yeah, fuck the points, bro.
Plus 1,500 for liking Monogatari. Not understanding it, you just have to like it.
Oh man, I understand.
No one understands Nisio Isi. That's what he's saying.
Plus 1,000 for liking Hunter x Hunter or Eva.
Oh no, I'm losing points. Hold on.
No, you don't subtract. You don't subtract points. You just don't get them.
God, how is he?
No. I'm like not listening to you right now. I'm just going ahead.
How is he
Okay. Plus 500 for liking Berserk. Extra 200 if you think Griffith did nothing wrong.
Wow, I'm not gonna add those 200 points. I'm not gonna open up that can of worms.
Plus 200 if you like JoJo. Plus 300 if you understand what soft seinen are.
I actually can't get myself points for that one. I have no idea.
Plus 0 for liking MHA.
Shit. Okay.
Minus 300 for liking Dragon Ball.
No.
Minus 500 for liking an isekai. Any of them. Even one.
This is very unfortunate.
Oh, maybe it would be terrible if it was for each one. Minus 1,000 for liking any of the big three.
No.
Minus 2,000 for liking Nisekoi.
No.
Minus 10,000 for liking Black Clover.
This is so sad.
No.
Minus 20,000 for liking Fairy Tail.
Oh, thank God, gentlemen. I have not
Okay.
read Fairy Tail. Yes, sir.
So my score is negative 11,800 because I like Fairy Tail.
I'm 3,100. 3,100.
Man, I got the highest score then. Holy shit.
What were you?
3,400.
Oh, wow. Oh, I got the highest score. Huh? By fucking 300? Shut up, bitch.
You know what? 300? That's that one movie with the buff men.
Someone stop this fucking alien. Me when I see an alien-like figure waving at me in front of my window at 3 a.m.
This will only make
I'm
sense
guessing
if you
it's
follow
oh.
What the What on Twitch.tv. That's
Or
right.
have a brain because it's obviously a person running. Oh, I guess the alien reference, yeah.
Unless you come on my streams on Twitch.tv/What the What, you won't understand this meme.
I don't get it.
Well, that explains a lot, you know?
View count. Weeb Club when no one watches an episode versus Weeb Club when most people would watch an episode.
I guess like Chiafu didn't get a lot of views, and we were on the left. So
yeah, well they clarified further. What it really means is that the ones when people watch are the ones where we're all screaming at each other, being fucking lunatics.
Because I was about to say for the right image, like you could swap Vindy for either Crafts or What, and it would basically be the same. Like just as long as we're screaming at each other.
The thing is, I feel like I'm just the one who's most likely in the middle of y'all, trying to get y'all to either continue fighting or stop fighting. I'm normally not on the
You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first. Vindy said continue fighting. He hates us.
Oh, I'm a fucking pot stirrer. Are you kidding me? I have stirred that pot and I have relished doing so.
You're a little piece of shit. You know that, dude?
Never said I wasn't.
You're a little cunt.
You know what I am?
All right, so I guess
Vindy,
fucking you gotta talk
rat.
about.
Let's go.
Okay, Vindy, you gotta talk about the worst thing that's ever happened.
Okay, so
the BSA too?
Yeah, so Dot and Kage. Okay, I'm just gonna pull up the full list of members. I don't want to disrespect anyone on this podcast by leaving them out.
Yeah,
so,
I forgot that one. Right, that
Dot, Drock 34,000, Kage Pro 24, Generic MC, Raphael Racine, Apocrypha, and Sushi's Rants have started what they call the Weeaboo Club 2. In reality, it's literally the BSA 2, and is even created off the Weeb Club in the way that
the BSA was created off the PCP.
Yeah.
So it's literally the BSA 2. The BSA is a more.
I mean, it's really fucking cute, you know.
Yeah, no, it has too many people. It's gonna people are gonna get bored of it when it stops being funny as a joke. Like,
And when they start trying to take it seriously at any point, it's gonna just fucking collapse like the.
Yeah, and then maybe the few people who care the most will go on to do something else that's not a joke.
At some point, one of them, if they're a minor, is gonna make an 8chan board and then start posting dick pics to it. But you didn't hear about that from me.
Yeah, one of them's gonna start talking about how he choked his girlfriend in an alleyway.
Another one's gonna get a girlfriend, and that's all he talks about.
One of them's
he's gonna want his girlfriend to
One of them will never get a girlfriend, but he'll talk about how like a lot of his viewers are female, just all the time, like randomly.
One of them's gonna keep a lot of children in his basement, you know?
Whoa!
Excuse me, lollies. Let's just get that clear.
One of them's gonna fall out of his fucking chair on stream.
You couldn't have just said one of them is gonna be a rodent? Like what? Why do you have to bring up my worst memory?
Look, we're being mean to each other right now. You guys are making fun of me.
I didn't
I'm just
say
saying
anything.
Facts,
I don't deserve
facts. Like, come on. Like, what do you
I'm
want from
being
me?
polite.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Vinny. You didn't deserve that.
Okay, I'm skipping ahead because like some of them just aren't that good.
Okay, well, I do want to talk a little bit about. I want to talk more about the Weeb Club too. So, we talked about it the other day. What they're doing, Crafts. Do you know what they're doing for their seasonal?
No. I haven't watched anything of theirs because I haven't had time.
You've been talking about you wanted to talk about.
And frankly, it'd be cancer, but anyway.
I do actually specifically want to talk about their seasonal and what their plan is for that. So for their seasonal, what they're doing is they picked the 3 lowest rated shows on Mal. And they're watching those. And their point is the Weeb Club like to watch shows that are well put together and then complain about them. So we're going to watch terrible shows and enjoy them. But when you listen to them talk about these shows, they are not enjoying them. No one is having fun. You know who's really not having fun on the Weeb Club too? Is Generic MC. Because they bully the fuck out of him. It's kind of rude.
Retribution, if I'm being honest.
Maybe I should watch it. This sounds fucking horrible, but hilarious.
Craftsdwarf immediately perked up when he heard the sound of a minor being bullied. You heard it here, folks.
Oh no, that's
like it literally just sounds like BSA. Like it just sounds like the fucking BSA.
It really does.
I watched one episode and I watched one episode, listened to the theme song, and then was watching what was happening. By the way, the intro and outro was made by Drock,
who also made the intro
for this.
Yes,
he also edited their sound too.
Yep, and like they watched like Paradise PD, which is a Netflix animated show, kind of in the same vein as like Big Mouth. So that kind of gives you the idea of what they watch for it. Another thing that makes like the BSA is not all the members are on all the episodes. People will just not show up sometimes.
Which is something else, you know?
Yeah. Although, if y'all want me to guest on a Weeb Club 2 episode,
fucking
hit me up on Discord.
I thought that would be the snake who did it, not the rat, but,
No, it'd be funny. I'll go on. I'll fucking chill.
Well,
I will go on to get made fun of for being on the, in quotations, worst Weeb Club for 30 minutes. That'd be fucking funny.
Is that because we've been recording for 30 minutes? Is that why you say that?
No, all their episodes are like 20, 30 minutes long.
Because they couldn't be fucked to record longer than that.
Their first one was 25 minutes. Their second one was 28. And
wait, hold on. How do they have more members but have shorter podcasts?
Okay. Can we kind of blitz through the rest? Because we have been recording for over half an hour, almost 40 minutes, so...
Let's only talk about
shut the fuck up, you old ass man.
I like the live footage of the Weeb Club recording where I'm just you guys are laughing and I'm like, yeah, relatable.
I love this. Every time I see a meme with this wolf picture, I fucking love it.
I'm
also really happy that he made me the wolf on the left because I fucking love his eyes. He is like so into it. I fucking love it. He's like, ah.
There's a bunch of like Weeb Club 2 or Weeb Club Sucks, watch Weeb Club 2, but I think the only good one is the Virgin Weeb Club versus the Chad Weeb Club.
That one is actually so fucking funny. My favorite part about it, honestly.
What? Yeah, I love that part.
No. So some of them are like inherently like them making fun of themselves and saying that we're better. Like there's having 7 people screaming over each other at once to the point that becomes an unlistenable garbled mess. Or like literally unlistenable openings so that only the true fans stick around.
a bunch of adult men bully a child because of cartoon opinions.
As opposed to ours, which is a bunch of adult men bully each other. Like,
bully a child.
Like, because if you know, generic MC is the virgin, because he's the guy that they bully. So he's, like, it's everyone else in Weeb Club 2 is a Chad, except for generic MC who's stuck as a virgin. But,
you're right, that's so funny.
There's a lot of really funny shit in there. Watch is absolute garbage, so complaints are justified. Like, they're, like, clearly making fun of the fact that it's not good. But, yeah, and then the only other thing is...
boo! I have to edit in some pictures. I've done that. That's so good.
Sure, I'll edit, LOL.
There's also 3 people talk to each other and sometimes yell a bit. It's funny. I also love that there's just WattheWut. It is like part of why we suck. It's just
relatable. I agree if I'm being honest.
Oh, this might be one of the better ones we've gotten on the whole Reddit, honestly. Like, looking at it again, like, god damn.
What about what he doing, though?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, because there was a moment in I did a video watching anime TikToks, and I was dancing to one of the songs.
When you dance like that, it's fucking cringe, if I'm being honest. It's really fucking cringe. I'm not feeling that.
That's what Nun said. Y'all are gonna make me cry. I thought it was...
Cry then, bitch. Cry like a little bitch.
But, Dot's already made 2 different edits of me dancing to different songs. So, if y'all wanna just make more of those,
can we make more Vindy fan cams, please?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if you want to make more of just me dancing to literally whatever song you want, they're funny. It's like that time where we were popping off with the pictures of me with the sword, and they were like the photoshops with that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Y'all get me.
I just realized that Love Live is under our list of topics for the Reddit as a whole.
Okay. Can we finally start talking about the shows?
Yeah.
Time to talk about Hot Mid with this shit-ass opening. Garbage-ass opening. Play the garbage-ass opening. Piece of shit. Terrible.
You know, I was watching the show, and I was like, I don't know why they complained about the opening. It's not that bad. And this was, mind you, the first, 30 seconds. And then the dubstep part kicked in.
No.
I felt true pain.
Listen, Vindy, do you know why that opening is fucking complete garbage, right? Is when the dubstep part hits. No. Listen. So
it goes, and it's like, oh my god, please.
No. You gotta listen to me. So, did you notice that it's just the fight scenes, like the shit-ass fight scenes from episode 1, but now with, funny, neon colors and shit?
No, I did. I noticed it because the hot wrestler girl hit a stunner, and I was like, oh my god, that bitch just hit a fucking stunner. And then she did it again in the show. I was like, oh.
Here's what's funny, right? So there's that one shot. People were memeing about it, and I thought it was pretty shit-ass, too. There's a couple shots that are pretty shit-ass in mid of high school. And I'm not an animator, but I'm just saying, when I see this shit, it's janky as fuck, and people make fun of Sword Art Online's animation, right? So, well,
I actually think that there's some, legitimately good animation.
No, there's some legitimately good shit. Like, when the homie's only punching the one dude with one arm, that was good. That was good animation.
There's some throughout both episodes. I was actually surprised because there's a lot of what I would have said really good, impressive animation in episode 1 all throughout it. And I remember watching it being like, wow, that was really good.
No, when they're actually moving, when they're actually hitting each other.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Oh, their cauliflower ears are terrible. I hate the character design.
I was gonna say
their noses.
No, I was gonna say basically, even if the show had anything I cared about, because I don't give a shit about the characters, I don't give a shit about the story or animation, whatever. I was just completely uninterested in the whole episodes. The character designs is for the are just fucking ugly. I hate the ear. The ears look like they got out of the car and then slammed the door on their ear, and then they turned around and fuck it, got a match, and they slammed the door on their other ear, and then they have their fucking tumbler noses, and it's fucking. They look like they're all hideous. They are fucking hideous.
Take some NyQuil once in your lives.
I got broken watching episode 2, and I'm gonna explain why.
Okay, no, can I get back to what I was saying though? Because there's two cuts specifically where I watched it and I was like, this stupid ass fucking show, right? So it's the one shot where the sword girl swings in the air, right? And she's not even moving and shit. She's just swinging it, and then she ends up behind five dudes, and all of a sudden they all fall down. And it's not it's so usually when an anime does a shot like that, they'll have them appear on one side of the people, right? Show that they're on one side of the people. have them do like a bunch of slashes, or like not even show them, they like flash through. You see a bunch of speed lines and the guy shows up again and all of a sudden everybody's hit, right? Because that sells the illusion that they're hitting it, right? If you don't have a motherfucker swing their sword in the middle of the air and then all of a sudden they turn around and everybody's already hit. That's not how that works. That's not how it works in any form of fiction. That's what you see in like fucking Nigahiga's like How to Be Ninja shit. Like that's where you see that shit. And then it happens.
The worst part is that girl fucking sucks and isn't even cute.
And then it happens.
Well,
again,
look, any moment that I almost think she's cute, I see her fucking hideous nose and ears, and I'm like, well, you're disgusting.
And then it fucking happens again, right? Where like the fucking dude, the main character, like does fucking 5 fucking Beyblade letter rips in the air, and then like all of a sudden, like not even hitting the guy's face, not even anywhere close to his face, and all of a sudden like the guy gets kicked, and I'm like, bro, at least like use the power of cinematography, zoom in on the guy doing the kicks. But then don't show anything. But don't give me a wide shot of him doing Beyblade Let It Rip, Bakugan Brawl or some shit, and then all of a sudden the man's getting hit. Like, what do you mean?
So here's what broke me on the ears, and I want to point this out. How many people in the crowd shot here have terrible ears? Oh wow, none of them.
You know, that's what surprised me at the start of like episode 1, because we see all the like the politicians and stuff, and I'm like, wait, they have normal ears and noses. They can draw normal-looking people that don't look disgusting and hideous. Huh.
Look, I can tell you 100%.
And then all the characters were oh, well, I know why, but it's like, when all the characters I'm supposed to care about look like fucking goblins and trolls, and one of them's wearing these, like it's terrible.
Main character looks like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is about to head to the digital world, right?
Yeah.
So like, here's what their justification is going to be. Here's what their motherfucking justification is going to be. And it's going to show that whoever is animating this doesn't know shit about martial arts, right? They're going to say, oh, Unga Bunga cauliflower ear, they get that. Motherfucker, only grapplers, like wrestlers and jujitsu people get fucking cauliflower ear, because guess what you're doing? You're grabbing their heads and you'll fucking crimp their ears a little bit. And that's when you get cauliflower ear, because you're grabbing, their ears are bending. But I don't.
So it doesn't make sense for like a kendo sword user to have that. Basically,
it wouldn't make sense for a taekwondo person who only fights with kicks. It wouldn't make sense for a tai chi person who only does tai chi. Right? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, you can't even use that. If you use that as an argument, you've never done martial arts in your life. Like, unless these motherfuckers are like hanging out at like fucking Royce Gracie's gym or some shit, I don't want to hear it, dude.
Also, I wanted to say, because I had this note, it's like, Park's design is so bad, LOL, and I was like, why did I think it was bad? I don't remember. I remember he had the cross scar on his head. I check in he's got little devil horn style in his hair, and it's just so stupid looking.
Why did the first episode start with him fucking high-fiving an island?
Well, I think that like part of my problem is, right, like, I don't care if you can justify it with cauliflower ear, and even if you came in here and said, which, I know you didn't say this, but if you had been like, oh yeah, but the cauliflower ear makes sense because of this martial art reason, or he's a grappler or whatever, and he would have cauliflower ear, it's ugly, so I don't want to see it on my fucking anime. I don't care if it makes sense. It's fucking hideous.
Even if, like, that wasn't a thing, like, I don't care. Like, oh, there was the big strong guy, he seems really strong, and the main character just beats him up. Okay. Like, it's not like the fight has any, like, it just looks cool. That's it. That's the purpose of the fight. To look cool and make the character look strong. Like, whatever.
Here's where me, a martial artist, who's a fan of martial artist manga and anime, gets real fucking pissed off with
mid
of
like
high
Dragon
school.
Ball?
Look, okay, so we'll talk about that. Because here's what it tries, there's like, most martial arts manga that try to focus all their, like, emphasis on the martial art itself. We got Hajime no Ippo, we got Teppu, we got even Kenichi, which pushes it a little bit, but still remains somewhere in the level of Grappler Baki. Look, even Grappler Baki and Kenichi would kind of like push the limits of human ability, but still kind of stick to somewhere where it's like, okay, maybe someone who is so good at martial arts would reach that level of physique, right? It's still like, they don't get superpowers, they just get like maybe like peak human strength shit, right? That's all it is. Like, it's like built entirely off of like the limits of human ability, the legends of what a martial artist is able to do. But they also stick to the fundamentals of each martial art is doing, right? You watch Kenichi, and they actually stick to like real martial arts principles for each of it. Like,
yeah, like I just watched New Challenger, And Talking versus Hawk is literally like about boxing, like why boxing as like a fighting style. You know, it was about an actual boxer versus someone who just fights and happens to be like a great boxer. Like that very much sticks to the core of boxing, you know. So in Ippo, but like yeah, I guess it could keep going.
It's like these stories will like, even if it's fantastical, it's more like Kuroko no Basket fantastical, where it's like it's just exaggerated. Obviously, motherfuckers don't have real superpowers. It's just exaggerated feats of strength. But then you have the opposite end of the spectrum. You have shows like Dragon Ball, which from the very beginning don't make any attempts to be unga bunga realistic in any way with this martial arts.
Yeah, they literally invent, like, it's Turtle School. It's not a real martial arts style. They shoot, like, the signature attack is an energy beam. Like, it's deliberately, it like, resembles martial arts, but isn't actually, it's magic martial arts from the get-go. Yeah.
Well, so I actually did, I mean, this is, you know, I don't know how, like, I did Taekwondo when I was a kid. I was, like, 1 belt away from black belt, and I stopped to play football. But I did it for, like, 4 years as a kid. And, you know, they never taught me how to shoot massive black energy beams from my hand.
You didn't do the northern taekwondo?
Maybe I was in the wrong taekwondo school?
Like, cause, and like this show starts with the, you know, the high five, so you'd think like, okay, but then it's like, no, it's doing both, and I don't know, maybe there's a reason for it, but
look, I have no problem if they wanted to. I have no problem if they wanted to make it so that sorry. Okay, I have no problem if they wanted to make it so that, like, you know, it's fantastical and stuff, but then don't fucking start jerking your South Korean cock off and being like, oh my god, look, it's Taekwondo. Fucking from Korea. You know what I mean?
Look, right? It's like, even with the Tai Chi guy says some shit like, Tai Chi skill, bump, and I'm like, well, that's not a real thing. Nowhere is that real. You can't fucking lie to me like that. That's not a real thing. So, like, even when Kenichi, they make up things, if you watch their form and the way they move, that's a real form. That's like, it's just exaggerated, right? It might be a little fantastical, but I can still grasp the technique behind it. It's not like I'm just seeing a man fucking like do a football takedown, call that a Tai Chi move. Like, bitch, calm down.
Or how Avatar uses like actual martial arts styles for its bending to create these consistent like movement patterns for literal magical martial arts. Or like, it's not, you know, it moves beyond even magic martial arts. It's just like they use martial forms in Avatar: Last Airbender to create magic.
So yeah, like, for
but
example,
it still has that grounding to it.
Like Toph's earthbending style is based entirely off of like praying mantis kung fu, right? That's...
Well, yeah, I remember seeing that, like, they based all of, like, at least what they were doing physically off of martial arts styles.
Like, that's my biggest pet peeve, because there are so many good martial arts stories that even attempt to stay grounded in the world of martial arts, right? And the ones that stray away from it for the sake of fantasy abandon it and kind of just vaguely represent the martial arts, right? It's not like I'm sitting here with rip-off Tai Chi from fucking Digimon Adventure, where he's doing Beyblade Little Rip skills, and he's like, the Taekwondo kick number 5. I'm like, bitch, show me in the fucking forums video where the fucking Tai Chi martial art kick 5, where you spin through the air and beat the prisoner man. Like, come on. Like, maybe that's just me complaining about that, but that's like a big pet peeve for me, right? Don't fucking bullshit me like that.
But anyway, go on, Vindy.
Oh, I was saying, well, I don't know how much y'all know to just on the idea of like combining a bunch of martial arts. I don't know how much you know about Tekken, but this seems very much like Tekken, because Tekken, it's the King of Martial Arts tournament or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the entire point is that, you know, they're combining, like, all the characters have a different martial art that all their moves are based on, right? So there's like Huoryang, who uses Taekwondo.
Yeah. There's the capoeira guy. There's the guys literally just Bruce Lee.
Yeah. And so like, and I think that does a good job of like, you know, that's a great. There's King, who's a wrestler, and so you have all these different characters, all these different fighting styles, and they're combined, and that's like it. You know, and Tekken's really popular in South Korea, so it doesn't surprise me that this is a very similar setup. But it's like, it just feels like, you know, you have right, like, I've seen, like, this idea done better already, just in terms of combining a bunch of different martial arts, and, like, it's fucking ridiculous, and if they want to make it like this fantastical story, that's fine, but probably don't stick to real life martial arts, right?
Vindy.
I would have no problem if they didn't call it Taekwondo and call it something else.
You know what else has also done a good job of this?
Hmm.
Fucking Street Fighter.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like, if you're gonna look with Tekken, right? It doesn't pretend, right? It's like a real martial arts thing, right? We got a man with a tiger mask who doesn't ever talk fighting a robot named Jack. Like,
there's a bear who slaps people with his big
and
bear
a
hand.
boxing kangaroo and a tree. Like, I'm not sitting here looking at Tekken like, hey, that's a little weird.
You like the character, like if they're like, hey, this character's fighting style is modeled off Taekwondo, they actually kind of animate it pretty well and like, you know, stick to what you can find like comparisons of like this is the actual thing in Taekwondo to it in Tekken. They actually do try to treat it with some respect. They don't have their characters jumping up 50 fucking million gajillion feet in the air, you know what I mean? So at least when they call something a real martial art, they treat that martial art with respect.
Yeah, like there's like even like Satsui no Hado in Street Fighter is like just based off of the whole belief of martial arts, like the whole chi shit, right? It's based around that. At a certain point, like they're shooting energy blasts and shit. I don't like, come on, like use the ways you can do it. Don't pretend like, cause like I'm watching this, and these people are like seeing the black energy waves, and they're like, whoa, that's crazy, great feat of strength. I'm like, what? Like maybe this is a stupid complaint. We're gonna get people in the comments saying we're complaining about realism.
I would like maybe we're gonna get the power system explained at some point, but you know I'm not holding my breath. Like, I guess let's just say it's my sort of final thoughts is like, because at least with Tower of God, like, I could see, like, you know, it wasn't visually repulsive to me. It, like, I could see, like, writing and symbolism, you know, even if I just, at the end of the, you know, I could see reasons that people would like it. And with God of High School, I don't have that yet. And it's just actively repulsive to me. So,
I think to be
thanks
fair
you,
about that,
patron fucks, for voting this. God damn it.
If I wanted to be as fair as possible, which I don't want to be, but I feel like someone has. Part of the reason I think that Tower of God, you might have had that impression, is because I'm here who's read and enjoyed Tower of God, so I was trying to, like, explain what was going on that I thought was good.
I mean, like, once they go, look, shoes, like, that's so fucking blatant, like, that of course I'm gonna read more into that and go like, oh, Anak doesn't have shoes because she's not a real princess. And Dorothy's shoes keep breaking. I wonder if there's a reason for that. But, you know, God of High, I mean, it's only 2 episodes, but, like, it's just trying to do a lot, and nothing is landing on me whatsoever. So.
You know how I can definitively sit here. Well, I have a whole other rant to go on in a second about God of High School, actually, before we move on. That is probably the biggest reason I don't like the show. But, okay, so the show tried to pull some dumb friendship bullshit, and I didn't like it. And if you're not getting me engrossed in your friend bullshit, you fucked up. You know?
Oh, no.
Look, okay, so episode 2 had, like, this fuckery going on, right? With, like, the man interrupts the middle of the tournament, and, like, there's no real, you know, there's not going to be a consequence. They say, quote unquote, the punishment's going to be announced. His
punishment's going to be he has to start the next fight with only like one leg or something. He kicks his ass. He's going to win anyway. Yeah, he's not getting kicked out of the tournament or anything. He's going to win. He's the main
He's literally the embodiment of look how strong Korea is with their martial arts. So, like, I don't even fucking.
Grr, Taekwondo, that's what Korea made.
Guys, did you know? Like, that's another thing, right? Like, hold up. All these motherfuckers are supposedly from Korea, right? Like, at least that's what I'm gathering. So how come there's a kendo chick with a Japanese sword fighting style and a Tai Chi homie? Like, what's going on here? Like at least, like, I mean,
they have to have some level of practice of at least most of these in Korea, I would assume.
I guess maybe, but like, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you think all the martial arts schools here just shoot gun? No.
Well, let's be fair. Let's be fair here, Vindy.
Thank you for
shoot gun and boxing, and also beer drinking. That's a martial art now. Beer
drinking, yes, sir.
Right now, it's not wearing a mask is a big
drinking boxing.
Oh,
that's
shit!
Wait, what?
All right, can we move on to a good show?
No, I have. What's done? I want to go on my rant.
But I think I agree on. But go ahead.
Well, okay, I'm directly taking this rant into the next show, so I want to make sure everyone said everything they want to say.
Yeah, I did.
All right, look. Why the fuck are there like a billion fucking Crunchyroll and Webtoon fucking product placement shit all over this fucking show? Normally when you have fucking product placement, it's for another thing, right? You don't see Disney and Marvel product placement in fucking the Marvel movies, right? It's like, oh, look, American Airlines. That's how product placement's supposed to work. It is so fucking stupid when I know that the show is a collaboration between Crunchyroll and Webtoon, and just everywhere I just see Crunchyroll, Webtoon, Crunchyroll, Webtoon, Crunchyroll, Webtoon. You're just shoving it into my head that you made the show, dude. I'm already paying for your service. I'm literally watching the show on Crunchyroll. Please stop telling me you exist, okay?
I mean, I wasn't, so...
Like, holy fucking shit. It single-handedly is gonna make me drop this show a point. It's so fucking bad. It's ridiculously bad. I can't fucking stand that the fucking ring in the thing says Crunchyroll, Webtoon,
hey, Vindy.
Crunchyroll, Webtoon. It's fucking insanity. It's so bad.
Hey, Vindy.
Yeah.
Did you know that Crunchyroll and Webtoon work together to make this
I want to
show?
fucking Rent-A-Girlfriend. Or not Rent-A-Girlfriend. What's next?
ReZero.
ReZero? Oh my god. Holy shit. On
Let's
ReZero.
go and play the best OP
Play
of
the best
fucking...
opening of the year.
Oh,
Play the best
shit.
opening of the year.
Okay, let's talk about that opening.
Does Konami Suzuki do it? Holy shit. Look,
Okay.
it's so good.
I saw someone say this on Twitter, and I think that they hit the nail on the head. The song on its own is really good, but not a 10 out of 10. But it's a very good song. But
Well,
the
you know, I
way
wasn't
that
sold on the song
visuals, the way that the visuals time into the music and what the visuals are is so... Actually, okay, wait. Okay. It's so fucking phenomenal. It's insane.
Oh yeah, but when ReZero Season 2 is done, I'm definitely doing YOPs on like all of the openings because like it's fucking crazy because I was rewatching ReZero and I was rewatching like the first opening. By the way, there's a video on my channel where I talk about ReZero and how I rewatched it.
Well, I feel like we should at some point quickly at least go over all of our thoughts.
Oh,
on
yeah,
ReZero
and our
Season
histories
1.
with it, because, like, yeah, what you watched it ages ago, or go on. Just
Well, no,
summarize
for
your
him,
video,
he can just say
basically.
watch his video.
Oh, yeah, true. I was going to say
watch my
summarize it
video,
real
but
quick, but okay.
TLDR, basically, I watched ReZero when it first aired, watched the first episode, dropped it because I wasn't interested, and then had a million fucking people, even in my friend circles, harass me until I watched it. So then I watched it, and because I was harassed into watching it, I hated it. And as I kept watching it, I found things I didn't like about it more and more until eventually I gave the show 1 out of 10 and even ranked it among my top 5 worst shows of all time because I was just so sick of it and hated it. But then, like, so, what a big surprise. Someone who didn't fucking harass me and just basically told me what the show was about and said that I should rewatch it just so I could, like, understand, right? Maybe just, like, talking to me about it instead of
Yeah, and then
harassing
Manji's
me.
ReZero video, which he hates because he hates all of his videos, but it's actually pretty good.
I don't understand why he hates it. Like, I don't understand. It's a fucking good video, right? And like, what a surprise. Me being convinced through, like, just casual conversation and a good argument made me think about the show more instead of being harassed into watching it, you know? Kind of crazy, dude. But yeah, ReZero is now, like, the first season I'm debating, like, it's, like, a borderline 9 out of 10. Like, the only reason it's an 8 right now is because I might think about it more. It's like a case with a lot of shows where I have, like, 2 seasons, where the first season's a lower score, and then eventually I think about it later when it gets its second season and raise it up, right?
Oh yeah, well, because like, to segue into like how my thing with ReZero is like I watched like the first like minute or two, and then dropped it. This was back when it was new. I was just like, because I had no interest in it. Like I didn't even finish the first episode.
We should explain for people who weren't around in 2016 when season 1 of ReZero was going on. It was the biggest thing in anime.
It was fucking huge. Yeah,
for half a year,
right.
Everyone was talking about ReZero.
And
constantly.
I was a YouTuber at the time, so part of me was like, okay, popular show, I should watch popular show, but I just had zero interest in it. Nothing I heard about it made me want to watch it until, right, so...
The takes on it were so bad, like, even...
Nobody understood the only person in AniTube who understood the show as it was coming out was fucking, what's his name? Subsonic Sparkles.
Yes.
Was the only person who
because Vindy would,
ReZero.
Vindy was, because we both watched the Digibro debate with Mother's Basement and Subsonic Sparkle, and I wasn't impressed. Like, they didn't make a great case for it, or at least, but then I did watch a show early this year or late last year, I forget exactly when, because I was watching it in preparation for last season when it was supposed to air, and I thought it was really good. So that's about it.
I watched the show, I think I started about 6 months after it ended. And when I first finished it, I think I gave it an 8. and I rewatched it last week. I started rewatching it at the beginning of the year. I watched the first half, and watched the second half this earlier this week, pretty much. And it's a 9. I think ReZero is fucking great. I think Subaru is... He went from a character I really like to a character that I fucking love. And I do want to talk about, like... I think the first thing I want to mention, now that we've, got through history, the first thing about ReZero Season 2 that really fucking got me was, like, how refreshing it is to just see... Because, we've all recently seen more of Subaru, how he is in the first bit of the show, right? But, like, how good Subaru is, even in these first 2 episodes, about just being himself. Right? Like, after season 1, he tried to start his life over from zero and kind of start himself over from zero. And while there is a little bit of that Subaru who wants to pretend to be this cocky, guy who is better than everything, he's a lot more grounded with how he acts to everyone,
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure what you're going to is at the end of the first episode when he's like, I want to cry, and then Amelia...
There's more than that. But, like, because there's even, like, when he gets mad... oh my god, fucking 10 out of 10 moment, by the way. Felix is making snide comments at Amelia, and Subaru gets pissed. And you can draw all these parallels between the way Subaru handles situations in season 1 and then in season 2. So, for example, the way he handles getting upset at people's treatment of Amelia when he's in the castle, right?
Yes. Which pissed Amelia off, and like that started that whole arc, right?
In this one, he was correct, and he was mad, but he was more reserved about it, and he was like, hey, that's fucked up. And then Felix was a little mean, but then Crush was like, and Amelia didn't get upset at all at him, and Crush was like, hey, like, Felix, you're wrong, and Subaru, like, you shouldn't be rude to him when he's right. That's one example. And then I think the other good example is, and this is even like a small thing, but this is something I loved. Okay. When they're going to fight the white whale, before they fight the white whale, Subaru isn't at a point yet where he's ready to tell people that he's gonna cry. So when he's gonna cry, he just tells Rim to leave him. He's like, Rim, go away. And then he starts crying. And the fact that he just told Amelia, I'm going to cry, please turn around, I thought was just him saying those words to her was so indicative of the fact that he's grown so much as a person that he's willing to, even if he is too proud to show his weakness, he wants to tell her he's going to be weak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's at least able to admit that he is weak instead of trying. Like, because the moment that really started getting me into the show is in episode 8, where Amelia, like, something is obviously wrong, and she lets him, like, lay on his lap and he fucking cries, and that, like, I was sobbing, like, because for the first 7 episodes, I was like, okay, this is fine, and then that happened, I'm a fucking mess, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I wasn't ready for that. You can't do that.
So, we all know I'm Mr. What the What. Mr. What the What watches Takumi Chica from Love Live, balls his fucking eyes out. What the What sees Simon the Digger, balls his fucking eyes out. I rewatched ReZero, episode 18 hits, when he's just sitting there fucking, like, saying that he hates himself. He's the terrible person. He's all these things. Shit, I was crying for 25 straight minutes. I don't understand. Like, that entire episode I was bawling, and I was like,
no, that's the episode, because, like, I distinctly remembered episode 18, because even when Digi, like, he gave the show a 4, he didn't like it, but he still like, noted that episode, like, Super, you're not that bad. Like, even he, on some level, is, like, getting there. Or that she,
episode
rather.
Is that episode is the single best episode, like, of ReZero. I would probably put it in my top 10 anime episodes. It's phenomenal.
Look, it's like literally my favorite trope of all time, and it like the fact that the entire episode is literally just my favorite trope of all time is like, holy shit.
Well, there was a moment, and that episode put into context the idea of hating yourself better, because, if I'm gonna get personal for a second, I definitely have this personal problem of, like, I don't like myself, I hate myself and who I am, and I push my view of myself on everyone else. And the same way that Super does, we're like, you don't know me as well as I know myself, so you aren't right when you tell me a good thing about myself, because if I think that that's bad, it's bad. And, like, the moment where Rim just tells him, you don't know the Subaru I see, or whatever the fuck she says, like, it broke me the same way it broke Subaru when I rewatched it earlier this week. Because it was like, oh my god, like, hello? Like, is it really that simple?
Look, it was so fucking good, like, right? Like, fuck. Because, like, we see, like, what's really cool now is that, like, the very interesting distinction is that, like, Subaru realized, like, it was interesting, the entire show, he was trying to justify all these things, but he was doing it for noble means. He was trying to do everything for the sake of other people because that was the only way he felt like he could justify it. But it just came down to like he wanted to do it. Amelia was doing all these things just because she wanted to do it. And it's like now these fucking characters are sitting here, and he looks, and in episode 2 he looks at Amelia and he's like, you know what? I'm sorry. She's just as important to me as you are, right?
And then she goes, "You're being selfish," and he goes, "Yes, I am."
It's so fucking good.
And watching this, and that's why I'm so happy with season 2 already, is because we get to see this like we get to see a different Subaru than we had in season 1. Yeah, he's the same guy, but he's so much more mature and so much more grown up and has legitimately changed since season 1. And like, because if season 2 had started and he was the exact same as he was, I would actually be furious. You know what I mean?
Well, he's already been through so much shit. Yeah, no, I got it. Well, and especially because like the antagonist first season was Sloth, and they have to move beyond, staying the same and being stagnant, and both Subaru and Amelia. So it would make sense if there wasn't anything.
Well, there was okay.
We gotta talk about
what is
that.
it? You go.
When Rem fucking is fighting them all by herself.
Oh my god, I was actually about to talk about that. She's like, "My hero will come."
My hero's gonna come.
I was crying. I cried.
And then I don't know if you guys go through like frame by frame sometimes when there's like fast shots, but just
Oh my god, no!
Apparently that's an alternate ending in like.
Yes, well I thought about that. Well, that's because that.
I'm gonna cry.
No, there's a spin-off book series that's basically what if Rem and Subaru ran off at the end of it or after episode 18 instead of going to help Amelia, and they start their family and stuff. And so I thought about that when I saw that screen cap, and I was like, no.
That's so sad.
Like it's fucking.
Okay.
Well, like, and I have to like, I don't know where Rem's character goes from here because obviously we've only watched the anime. But like, Rem's the most popular character in the series, and the author just like,
coma time.
Well,
I want to talk about how good that is.
Apparently, it's a meme. Rem sleep, REM sleep.
Rem?
No, Rem sleep.
Oh yeah.
REM sleep.
I fucking love that in season 1, right? Subaru is doing everything to try to get in good with Amelia. And through that process, he gets close to Rim, and Rim's the one who helps him, right? In this season, it's the inverse. And not that he's trying to get in good with Rim, but that Rim matters so much to him that he's willing to sacrifice everything to save her.
Because that's the...
And now he's doing it with Amelia. So now Amelia's the one backing him up, which I already like more because I like Amelia a lot.
Amelia is very good.
And she has one of my favorite voice actresses voicing her. I'm so happy.
Look, half of my notes for the movie were, how is Amelia so cute? The Frozen Bonds movie.
I watched Frozen Bond. It was so fucking good. Like, just watching that, it was like, how do you do this?
Talking about this is pissing me off because, like, this is the most excited I've been for any show we've watched during the course of the Weeb Club. And I realized that because, like, everything else that, like, I would have been excited for, I've already read. So I'm sitting here and I'm I need the next episode right fucking now.
Oh, no, the fucking episode 2 where we get, like, Betty knows Bettel, that she's, like, crying when she sends Subaru away at, like...
I need it.
Okay.
I'm Echidna, the Witch of Greed. What?
Okay, Knuckles, and there's Knuckles the Echidna, and they gotta stay away from fucking Garfield.
I had that that was my note. Oh no, Garfield in all caps is exactly what I wrote when they said Garfield.
Lasagna?
Yeah, he's gonna be. Okay, I know. Okay. He's like looking for John. Where are you?
Did you know in Japan Garfield has a nickname that's
not real, but it's really good.
You know what, Craftsdwarf? Don't tell me that's not real because I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
Listen. So can we talk about how not just the opening, but everything else in the show highlights how fucking batshit insane this season is going to be.
Oh, so so before we even talk about the really good parts of the opening, I wanted, because I like went through and like just looked at all the, because they just throw a lot of characters at you, and for some reason, like, because like the times you get the openings like that where they show like, look at all these characters that you're gonna see, is shonen, and I read those. So like seeing like the Wano opening and seeing all these characters that are gonna show up like in One Piece, that's not gonna do anything for me because I'm already caught up with the manga. I saw the moment they were like a thing. But with ReZero, like it's an adaptation of a thing that I haven't read. So like here's all these, like we see the 2 archbishops that we already saw, and then more, one of them who we've also already seen. So I'm like,
dude, when they showed that she was a fucking archbishop, I just about lost my fucking shit.
Yes, the Bowler, like the lady, from the like
or whatever. Yeah,
I was like exactly like that because I've never had that happen before in my memory because like the American openings always change shit, and I would never watch something I hadn't already read in that vein. So that was a new one for me.
I'm so fucking excited for this.
We've got the new maid who's like, my main goal is to blow up and act like I don't know nobody. Ha 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 ha.
Well, dude, there's so much in these 2 episodes I want to talk about. It's fun. We could dedicate an entire hour-long podcast to just ReZero season 2
lost
right now.
her fucking memories.
No, and when the return by death didn't work, and I was like, no.
I want to talk about that because, I already think that one of the best moments in early season 1 is when Subaru jumps off the cliff because he wants to save everyone, right? And he wants to use his power, and he decides that it's worth killing himself. But this suicide scene was so fucking visceral. Like, he's holding this sword at his fucking neck.
A broken sword, I think, right?
A broken sword to his neck. And he's talking about it while pushing it in, and he starts bleeding. And he's like, I have to say, I will... He's like, that Beetlegeese fight took everything out of me, but I'll do it fucking again. If it can save Ren. And the fact that he kills himself with that conviction. And the OP, the way that this OP ties into that more than because there's a scene that's similar to the drop in this opening, in the first opening. But I think the biggest difference is in the first one, Subaru's running, right? While he's just dying every time, right? But in the first one, he was scared, right? He was running in fear. Something I love about this one is it's Subaru running and he's fucking determined and angry.
Okay, I want to talk about because
and dying and he says, "Fuck that! I don't care how many times I die. I am saving everyone here."
We gotta talk about the opening.
So
we gotta talk
fucking
about the fucking
good.
Okay, well, can I? Okay, because the two parts that got me.
Go ahead.
Well, the first was Subaru walking through all of his previous deaths, that. Just the imagery there is really fucking strong,
so good.
And it's so good. But the part and I've only watched the OP 3 or 4 times, but I get misty-eyed every time. That part you just mentioned when he's running and you see the flashes of everyone he's trying to fight for, and it gets to me every fucking time. Ow,
Craftsdwarf,
so good.
How long have we been recording right now? We've been recording for an hour and 15 minutes. I've been watching the OP the entire time. It's been on my fucking TV. I've been watching it on repeat.
I don't rewatch a lot of stuff. So even 3 or 4 times.
I love it more every time I watch it. I have not gotten tired of it yet.
Listen. So the opening, fucking, it starts off with the fucking Knuckles Echidna, and then after that, it's it's him walking throughout his original life. And then it flashes through his parents, so you know that shit's gonna come up soon.
Oh yeah, I've if they're showing it obviously, but I was actually aware before the season started that apparently it's likely to go into Subaru in the real world at some point in some fashion, which I'm like, ooh.
What's really exciting about that is the whole point of the first season is that he's throwing his past away and who he was away and becoming a new person. So I'm excited to see him tackle who he actually was and come to terms with that in a different way.
But then after that, there's the part where he's after he's walking by all his deaths, right? The fucking one, he comes up to Amelia's dead fucking hand or whatever it was, and then just sees all the fucking bodies of all the people that he failed to save.
And I love that he starts bleeding from his mouth, not because he's dying, but he's so upset and angry that he's biting his own lip in determination to save everyone, you know?
Yeah, and then the lyrics of the opening are flashing on screen with because one thing I pointed out in one of my videos is that there's this very inherent people always bring up the Unga Bunga suffering, but there's this very inherent on purpose warmth that ReZero loves to show you, because then it takes that shit away from you. And then the best part of that opening is when in between all the moments of him dying, it's super black, but all those parts of all the people that he loves are super saturated, super exposed and bright, right? It cut in between all these cuts of all the bloody writing of the lyrics on screen is fucking so good.
It's really fucking.
It's probably
good,
the best, one of the best OPs we've ever talked about on the Weeb Club. I'd say because we were going in on this because it's so fucking good.
It's so good. It's so fucking good. It's insane. And there's so many other just good things in these 2 episodes. I love that Petra's a fucking maid now, and the way that she's so cute with Subaru, where she tied him the little fucking handkerchief and then ran behind this super hot shark maid girl and was and Subaru is such a fucking chat about it too. He's already in your rebellious phase, haha. I love it. It's so Good, Craftsdwarf, agree with me.
Yeah,
Look, I don't know how this season has 4 of the best openings of the year already. Like, I don't understand how this shit's fucking possible. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Like, we'll talk about it because one of them.
Also, I just finish your thought. Actually, I just want to interrupt.
One of them we're gonna talk about in a bit. But there's also fucking Vindy needs to see fucking SAO Alicization soon because the latest opening is fucking.
Is it better than Adamas? Is it better than Adamas?
Look, it does some shit, and it has ends, and like the drop is probably like one of the coolest shit that's ever happened in an opening, and it has some of the beautiful openings.
I just wanted to say it's funny that Vindy's like slobbering over Petra when like Frederica is like seems more his type. Like
no, Frederica. I'm not slobbering over Petra. I'm saying that I like
that was a Craftsdwarf moment.
No,
well, you know what?
You fucking mongoloid. I'm trying to explain, you absolute imbecile, that I like that Petra exists because she's like. It's another person that's an example of someone that Subaru saved, and that it's good. But I haven't even started talking about Frederica and how dude. The only problem with her is she doesn't talk like she looks. She looks like she should be a great, cute fucking tomboy, not all prim and proper, and like cursing at me and screaming at me and punching me.
I'm not gonna lie.
And then she opens her mouth and it's all like, ooh, 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 I'm all fucking
I mean,
nice
maybe
and kind.
maybe
and like,
she's like that when she's
drop,
a maid.
No, bitch, drop the maid act.
I'm 100%
Call me a
punch
piece
me.
of shit, and I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I need. And until I get that, Amelia's still best girl, and it's not even close. Because, like, God, she's so good. She's so cute. I fucking love, what's the name of the fucking voice actress? God damn it.
Ria Takahashi.
She's, what?
Ria Takahashi. She voices Megumin.
Yeah, Ria Takahashi. Yeah, it's Megumin. She was the rival in Idolmaster, Stella Stage, I think.
She's a lot of things.
I think it's Idolmaster Stella Stage. She's the rival in. Yeah, it is. She's really good. I really like Ria Takahashi. She's probably one of my favorite voice actresses.
Well, so what was it? Fucking the other opening that I said is there's only one opening that I think is like anywhere close to ReZero's for like best of the year right now. Fucking Fire Force second season's opening is pretty like Spark Again's really fucking good, especially for us knowing that what happens in the manga is really good. But again, the bar to beat is fucking realized. Like
I actually think that like after these first 2 episodes of ReZero, I would be legitimately surprised if this was not in my, at the very minimum, top 3 shows of the year.
No, it's already fucking like there's barely any competition. Like this season's fucking stacked with like 3 of the best shows of the year right now. So I don't even understand how like
this season of ReZero is already. I honestly don't see me giving it lower than a 9.
No, I gave it like 9, like hard 9, like the moment the first episode like dropped. It's fucking good.
I could see myself giving it because I only gave season 1 an 8, but you know, I'm also watching it for the first time, so maybe I'll go to like it more. And season 9 is already getting. I'm a little because Oregairu season 3, which we're gonna talk about soon, that's like that's the finale where ReZero is still an ongoing story. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
We're gonna get to fucking talking about that shit.
Are we about done with ReZero? Do we have more to talk about?
Yeah, I think we're probably done.
I mean, there's a little more. I mean, because like, let me think. There was something else I wanted to say, right? Oh yeah.
At a certain point, I don't want to make this episode longer than it already is.
It's already almost an hour and a half, and we still have 2 shows to talk about.
Real quick, can I talk about this comment I got on my ReZero video? So, I want to start with this first one.
Post it. What?
He comments on my video, and this is like my problem with a lot of ReZero fans, right? It's not a lot of ReZero fans, and this is why a lot of people won't like the series, because I've seen a lot of comments on my videos saying that, like, yeah, I didn't like it at first, and the fan base is fucking obnoxious, right? And my whole point was, like, certain things will skew your perception, and, like, it'll only make the things you don't like about it preferential worse in your eyes, right?
Right, you're looking, as opposed to looking at it, not necessarily objectively, but, like, looking at it from an objective sense in terms of how would I personally feel about this show, you want to dislike it because you want to prove people that are dumb wrong.
Like, right? Like, I dropped the shit. I wasn't gonna continue watching it until these motherfuckers made me continue it. Like, they were fucking harassing me, like, every fucking day about it. Like, and then this monkey shows up in my comment section and comments, I don't know how anyone could not like ReZero, dude. It's like you base your opinions on what other people's opinions are and decide which side of the coin your opinion is going to be on by if you thought they criticized it good enough or if what they said about the anime bothered you. And then he continues, like, he doesn't even reply to his own comment or edit his own comment. He just makes an entirely new one because he's a dumb fuck. And he's like, plus Subaru was very human. He wasn't overpowered and he had no power. He didn't think the solution was just to die every time to fix things. That's something he built up to. He would always say, I don't want to die because that pain was real. I mean, you know, don't watch the show. So I just said, imagine not watching the fucking video. Because in the video I point out, again, you know, the thing that stops people from from understanding a show is usually the discourse surrounding it and people harassing them to like it or they're stupid, right?
Right.
And then do you see this reply he has to me after I say, imagine not watching the fucking video? Like, I don't even know what the fuck the man's trying to say, but I think he's trying to say, like, I'm arrogant and think my opinions are fact or something. I'm like, no, the whole point of the video was that I was wrong. Like, I don't understand. See, this is why, like, don't fucking harass people to watch ReZero. Just fucking tell them what the show's about. If they don't want to watch it, it's up to them, dude. Like,
I get that. I also think that, like, people with ReZero, and this is actually something I did want to bring up originally. I was talking about, like, my personal history with the series, which is, so I was getting into anime 2015, 2016 is, like, when I was early into it. And the season where ReZero started was the first season I was actually paying attention to seasonal anime and, like, the current discussion on anime, right? Which I know, I'm sure I sound like some kind of fucking young-ass new bitch to y'all too. But, like, because of that, it warped my perception a lot because I heard a lot about ReZero. And, you know, a lot of the discussion was just about Rimmer or Amelia, you know? And then people were like, well, the show's not that good, right? And a lot of what you heard was, at the time, was like, well, the show's not that good. People just like it because the girls are cute or whatever, right? It's like the waifu discussion. Yeah. And then I watched it 6 months later, and when I liked it then, it was like, oh, everyone's a fucking idiot. And, like, just that in and of itself is shaped, I think, so much of how I look at, like, the discussion of anime and the anime community of, like, you either have people who don't actually care about the quality of a show but want to pretend like they do, and then you have fucking idiot. And everyone, like, if you had a Venn diagram of anime fans and a Venn diagram of fucking idiots, it's a circle, okay?
Yeah, it's just a single circle.
So that's, like, part of the thing for me is, like, I just don't care what ReZero fans say because I immediately taught myself when I was just getting into, like, talking to people, like, oh, nobody knows what they're talking about and everyone should shut up.
Look, I'm not gonna, this isn't to throw shade at Pause and Select, but there's one Pause and Select video that doesn't exist anymore because he deleted it or something like that. It's the one video that, like, even me who likes Pause and Select, like, really didn't make my opinion of the show any better because he tried to make this video saying that, like, oh, the reason why Subaru picked Amelia is because he's got to win the girl. It's like, and they made this whole point about, like, media and about, like, how the hero, like, claims the women as their prize or something like that. And I was like, no, that's fucking stupid and bullshit. Like, that's shitty. And they rewatched the show. I'm like, that's literally not what it is at all, right? It's so, the discourse surrounding ReZero is almost kind of more brain dead than this discourse surrounding Ava in some points. Because, like, there's at least a good number of people who understand Ava because it's been around for fucking 26 years. But, like, I don't think enough people actually understand ReZero. And, like, the fact that there's only one video that I've ever seen in my life that actually manages to, like, understand ReZero by a man who thinks the video is fucking bad because he's stupid and dumb and is, like, Subaru and hates himself. But,
and, like, I will say, like, that video, like, I didn't watch the video before watching ReZero, but I knew that he talks about sloth. So when, like, so I was able to make some other connections. I did leave a comment on that video, but it did help me understand the show even in not having watched the video before having even gone into the show.
Yeah.
So
I will say, because, like, as you mentioned it, like, I do think Subsonic Sparkle understood the series pretty well. And I think that he like, I you know, Krause takes it into a good, I think he did a fine enough job defending the series in terms of explaining that, like, yeah, there's a reason Subaru is a piece of shit, right? But he turns into a really good guy and a, like, you know, as, you know, Subaru and Rim, like, he turns into a hero by the end, you know? And so I think that he understands it, but yeah, I would say that a majority of people don't. I haven't seen Mother's Basement's video, ReZero's a masterpiece or whatever. But, you know, it's Mother's Basement, so I don't have good, you know.
Well, he doesn't have good things to say
He's had like some good videos. Like his isekai videos are actually pretty decent. Like it's one of the few good isekai videos because
you throw a million darts, one of them's got to hit the center.
Yeah, at least it's better than none
I
of the
think you're underestimating my aim right there, good sir.
Yeah, and at least, here's the thing, Craftsdwarf. Most channels just turn around away from the dartboard and kind of like weekly drop.
Okay, that's fair.
Most AniTubers are like, I'm gonna, because like, look, do you want me to explain what happened with AniTube?
What happened?
Here's how to explain it, and here's what someone said in Crafts, I think your server, but I'm gonna explain it in this dart analogy. Demo came along and 360 no-scoped the dartboard, okay? And every other YouTuber, instead of either doing a 360 or doing the no-scope, decided they also want a 360 no-scope it. And because of that, they all fucking miss wildly.
Well,
and I think that's...
Demo's just funny. He's only funny. Nothing he ever says is good. He's only funny. People only like him because he's a clown. He's funny. No other reason. Why does his Ava video have more views than mine? Why does his Ava video have more views than mine? Why does his Ava video have more views than mine? I don't like that. It's bad.
Calm down.
All right, moving on. Play the OP.
Are we talking about cry? Are we gonna cry or are we gonna
or a Cryroo? Yeah.
We're gonna cry. It's time. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, so I guess real quick personal histories, because like ReZero, I also watched it for the first time recently.
This is gonna be a lot of what I have to say about Oregairu this season because I watched this show for the first time in 2016 in like January or February. So it has been over 4 years since I've watched this show. I have not seen it since.
Okay.
My memory is really hazy on it, and I'm planning to start rewatching it immediately upon finishing the show we're watching for the backlog next. Okay. I'm starting from episode 1, and I want to have it finished. I probably won't have my rewatch finished by next seasonal, but by week 3 of like our seasonal discussion, I'd like to have my rewatch done. Rewatching and
so it'll be really fresh in your mind. Gotcha. Yeah.
So, and that's something that I think this season did that was good, but also I do want to say that like it could be kind of a problem. And I liked it, right? It was sitting at an 8 when I had an Annie List or a Mal. I did really enjoy the show.
Well, I'll say something to you after you talk about it, because there's one point I want to make, but go ahead.
All I'll say is that like this season jumps right into it with almost no break from where the last season
was. No recap anything, or it's just
nothing. It just goes into it. Which, look, if you've seen the show recently, or when it's all done, if you're binging it, I'm sure it's fucking perfect. Because for a 6-year gap between seasons, it'd be like nothing happened.
Well, right? I wonder if did they re-air it? Because like with ReZero, they re-aired. They did like Blu-ray combined episodes where they did like 2 at a time in 40-minute segments with the director's cut. So they had the Blu-ray reanimated scenes, maybe some other added stuff, which is what you rewatched, right? What?
Yeah, that's what I rewatched, and it's like
right.
Actually, I think the director's cut's actually like the ideal way to rewatch ReZero because like it puts the episode.
Oh, I'm sure. I watched it before the director's cut happened. So sad, but yeah. So maybe it doesn't seem like Oregairu did anything like that, but they might have still re-aired the show on some channels before, right? So it wouldn't surprise me, but you obviously didn't watch it, so because you're not watching things on Japanese television.
So and if they do that, that's fine. I understand that. I'm not gonna like shit on them for it. I don't think it's a problem with season 3.
Yeah, the thing it's like it's specifically like given your circumstances and the fact that you haven't seen the show as recently, like it is. I'm assuming it's hindering you a little bit at least because it's not as fresh.
It definitely was making it because this season jumps right into the Yukino stuff, and everything with her backstory and like her dealing with her family, and like it's been so long that like I have like a faint memory of what's going on, but I didn't have like a definite idea of like this is the situation and this is what they're doing. And so there were like I was picking up bits and pieces as watching of like, oh yeah, that's what this character is about. That's what this character is about. Oh yeah, I really liked these characters' interactions. And like because I remembered enough of it, like the ending of episode 2 hit me. But yeah, like I think that there was probably stuff in both these episodes that emotionally or just in general I definitely wasn't picking up on, just because it's been so long since I've seen the previous seasons that a lot of the actual details of what's going on I just don't remember.
Yeah,
which is sure my problem, and that's why I want to rewatch it by the time this season really gets going.
Mm-hmm. But no, that's important to say because in case you did have something like that it helps frame what you might say throughout this discussion.
So Oregairu season 2 did the same thing. Like, that's just the thing it did. Like, I feel like they're just going for the.
Well, Oregairu season 2 is closer to season 1, right?
Yeah, wasn't it 2 years?
My point though is that like, Oregairu season 2 is kind of a weird thing because like in between those like 2 or 3 years between first and second season, there was like a huge like studio change, a huge art style change.
Yeah, season 1 was spring 2013, season 2 was spring 2015, and then the season summer 2020.
All they did was the same thing this season, where they literally just played the scene where the show season before ended, and then just move on. So I think they did the same thing. So it kind of like, your point's correct, but I'm just saying that's what they did. They just played. They did the scene.
Am I roboting or is what, Crafts?
I'm not hearing what at all. No.
Okay.
Oh, my Wi-Fi is being dumb again, isn't it?
It's okay. I'd ask you to pick it up so the audience will hear what you said. I didn't though.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, my Wi-Fi is being dumb again. It's another wonderful day. So basically the second the third season is literally just doing what the second season did, starting the same way the second season did, by just playing the scene from where the last season ended, and then just going on from there.
Right.
Like
I remember how much I liked that when I was binging it, because I remember the ending scene of season 1 and the starting scene of season 2. So, I'm sure it's fine, and I'll really enjoy it on a rewatch. Just having it been 4 years since I watched it, it is hindering my enjoyment of this season a little bit.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to rewatch the show when it ends, because like this is going to be the last season. Like this is going to adapt the rest of the series.
Am I able to rewatch it?
Why? Well, because I've only watched it once, and I think it's really fucking like well written and good, and I want to understand it better with like everything in mind.
But Craftsdwarf, Hachiman doesn't get punished, so it's bad. Unlike Kaguya-sama.
I literally don't understand how anyone can think that.
Yeah, I mean, even I remember the moment.
Romance.
Even I remember the moment where everyone in the service club literally tells him, I can't handle the way that you fuck everything up by making yourself the villain, and I'm not, like, basically talking to you until you start acting like a fucking rational adult.
Listen, Vindy, maybe it's because, unlike you, I'm in tune with visual storytelling, so I understand these things. So I didn't like it, but even though there are 50 people telling me that I'm wrong and I'm blatantly misunderstanding it, they just don't understand visual storytelling like me.
Oh, this is actually going to be a 2-hour episode, motherfucker.
Did you not realize who he was making fun of at first?
No, I know. I'm looking at the fucking time we've been recording.
How long is it? Oh.
Yeah, it's almost 2 hours. Oh no, it's
this is
1
the
hour
longest seasonal episode by far.
It's probably not actually.
Seasonal episode?
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
What seasonal episode have we done that's longer than this? You fucking mongoloid.
I don't fucking look at the seasonal times. We made so many, idiot.
Then why did you say no?
Can we talk about the opening? And how, like, I was sitting there thinking it's just... Here's something funny, right? When I first watched the opening, I was like, oh, it's just a rehash of fucking the second season opening, which is fucking one of my top openings of all time. And I was like, oh, it's just a rehash.
But then they have a fucking dance number in the middle of it. I fucking lost my mind.
It's good. I wouldn't say I, like, love it, but I would say it's good.
There's a dance number in the middle of it.
I need to go fucking pee, so y'all talk about the show.
No. So I'm gonna make this point. Well, Vindy's not here because Vindy's not big brain enough to get this. Craftsdwarf.
Okay.
What's the older sister's name?
Haruno, Yukino, spring, winter. I get it. I got it. I watched the show. What?
No, the openings.
Oh, I don't. I watched the new opening once.
So the second season opening begins with flower petals and shit. Like, it's all flower petals for the first and second openings, back when Yukino is, like, in the shadow of her older sister, right?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
In the third season, when she's finally coming out of her shell, Yukino is the focus, and it takes place in the winter. Oh,
okay, yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking good. And it's, like, focused around her, too. This is, like, the first time in any of the openings where she's alone for most of it. Like, because most of the other openings focus on Hachiman, but it's mostly about Yukino in this one, which is really fucking interesting.
Yeah, well, because, like, the season opens with, her problem, and, the season, that's going to be, like, the finale of the show, it looks like. So, yeah.
How much you want to bet it's just going to fucking end with him being, her being with Hachiman?
I mean, probably, maybe, we'll see, but,
it would be some fucking wild shit.
So one thing I want to say is, like, because I mentioned the writing's really good. Like, one of the reasons I don't understand people, like, not, like, even just, like, the blatant stuff, like, you guys just pointed out, but even, like, because every time he gets victory, because it's been doing that, I want to talk about this, like, writing technique at some point, because I've noticed it a lot. I like it, and in a lot of stuff I really like. Like,
victory, yeah.
No, yeah, kind of, or no, it's more like the way what's happening, like what the main character is doing thematically, there's like a positive in one theme and a negative in one theme, so they kind of balance out. So like for my Madoka video, where she's failing forward, she succeeds because she's making the attempt, but also she's relying on this magical power, so it's a plus and a minus, so it balances out to or Luffy on Sabaody, his effort is protecting his friends, but then he's also running away from his Pirate King dream. So, or No Game No Life Zero, where there's sacrifice, so it's a loss, but he's also he's trying, so so it levels out on a draw. That was actually the one that kind of got me to notice it, because of how his last game was a draw, not a victory or a loss. And in Oregairu that happens a lot, where he a tennis match, like especially at the start of season 2, where like everyone's starting to get mad at him, and like there's a plus and a minus because he's doing the right thing, but he's doing it in the wrong way, and it's that exact same technique, which is why I've been interested in it lately, because I've seen it. And like, so whenever it says something like, oh, Hachiman's rewarded for his actions, like, no,
in what way?
Pay attention.
In what way is he rewarded?
Yeah, even like just because he's succeeding doesn't mean it's like positive, because like there's with the tennis match in particular, I remember like how I wrote my notes in about it is like, he won the battle but he lost the war, like that, because it was like I said, the plus minus. Or like with the student council stuff, he got a shitload of work hoisted on him because again he did something in the wrong way, even though he succeeded. So it's like
there were some fucking head-ass takes that I was saying when people were trying to say that Hachiman's like a bad character, right? And it's like, even like fucking Alexander was fucking clapping back at these people. It was really funny because like it was like they were trying to say that Hachiman is like rewarded because everybody loves him, and I'm like, bitch, is 3 people everybody? Is 3 like at most 5, right? 5 people in every single arc understood what he was doing and appreciated him for it, right?
Yeah,
like at most. And they were like, everybody loved him and was rewarding. I was like, you mean the part where the entire student body fucking shat on him and publicly ruined him and like hates him? And like at the end of every single arc, everyone always points out that Hachiman's a fucking creepy weirdo and he ruins everything. And there's only like one character goes to Hachiman and is like, thank you for what you did, right? Mm-hmm. It's like the same thing every single time. And I don't understand how a monkey brain could ever watch Oregairu and think, man, everybody loves him. And I'm like,
But anyway, like I wanted to segue from that to like good writing to because like part of the, like I'm maybe rewatching it'll help me, but or because I haven't even thought about reading the novels, because like having the novels because the dialogue is really dense and it's really well written. Like there was even just like one conversation they had about the greetings and stuff where Yukino is like, I guess a greeting counts as a conversation to you, doesn't it? And he's like, yeah, that's why I never do it. Like the banter is really, and a lot of the dialogue in the show as a whole is just really good. So, but there were definitely moments when watching it the first time where I felt like the dialogue was a little dense. I had to go back and re-listen to it because I felt like there was stuff I wasn't picking up on. Where with a novel, like it's made for that, so I wouldn't have that issue, which is why I said it. Like it's probably the only light novel I've considered reading, really, for the most part. But so I just wanted to talk about both why think Oregairu is good, and also like mention that one scene from this episode.
There's another incredibly visual thing that that I noticed in like, there's something really cool that I noticed in like Oregairu, the big difference between the first opening and the second opening, right? The first opening, when it opens up and it's like the flowers and everything are flying by, Haruno, right? Right? They're standing there. They're just standing there, right? They're standing there.
Okay, I thought you were going to just repeat the same thing again because Vindy was here and you wanted to feel big-brained?
Yeah, well, so anyway, they're standing there, right? They're not moving. And the third season's opening, it begins with them all walking forward, but this time they're not smiling. They're all like showing how they actually feel. They're all like sad, looking to the future. They're all fucking depressed about it, right?
Are you telling me you're still talking about these goddamn fucking openings?
No, I'm coming back to it because I wanted to talk about something really interesting about that happened.
No, I literally made a whole giant point, and then at
the end of episode 2, because this is really fucking important, right? This is real fucking important, right? And the second season opening, it begins with like a Yuigahama is running full force in the second opening towards Hikigaya. in the second opening, it's all Yukinosha, and all you ever in every single cut with like Yui is like she's like sad and she's not moving. She's like the only time she ever does move in this opening is in the beginning when she's walking, and in the middle when she's walking with the other girl characters, right? Whenever the only time she's ever walking, which is interesting because episode 2 of this show ends with something really fucking interesting that is highlighted, right? Is that like she
wait, is episode 2 of Oregairu out?
Yeah, season 2. You didn't watch it?
I thought there was only one episode out. I thought the next episode didn't come out until tomorrow.
The second episode dropped.
Well, I didn't watch it, so I have only seen half the fucking required watch. God damn it.
Well, okay, so let's not talk about episode 2. Other than, you know what? Here's what I'll say about episode 2. The ending of episode 2 is fucking big Kino.
It's insane because it puts into context everything that's been happening and the way you've been acting this entire time.
It's telling you that some stuff's gonna fucking happen, and it's very good. I'm not gonna say any more than that because I don't want to spoil Craftsdwarf over.
Because I told Craftsdwarf that like what I told him, like when they were talking about the genuine thing. Remember I was talking about the genuine thing that they wanted. At first they thought it was friendship. And then Haruno points out that you guys still are bullshitting around. You are not being genuine. There's still something wrong with all of you, right? And there's still something you're not doing. You haven't found the genuine thing yet.
Something that I love is that Hachiman is actively stuck. Like, for him, he doesn't know, like, genuine, like...
Like, I think...
He doesn't know if he wants to be with... Like, if he was pressed between Yukino or Yui, he wouldn't be able to pick. So he can't be genuine with either one because he hasn't made up his mind yet.
And
which is, I'm sure, is something that'll happen in this season.
Like, here's something crazy, right? Is that the entire show, there was, like, the show's called My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, and there's a very little, like, amount of, like, actual romance building going on in Oregairu with, like, some little hints. And, like, it's all coming to a head here in, like, I would argue the most subtle way they possibly could, right? Because, like, there's no, like, over amount, like everyone's, like, blushing and shit being around each other. It's, like, this genuine, like, relationship and these feelings that you see slowly building up as time goes on, which is something really fucking interesting, right? You don't like it's not as and it's no surprise that a lot of what Oregairu does goes over people's head because it's not like anybody does like over dramatic blushes or shit like that. A lot of the visual communication is entirely through body language and the way their facial expressions are because this field does a really good job with the facial expressions and shit. It's kind of crazy. Like, this fucking show, like, Craftsdwarf talked about, like, the dialogue. The dialogue's one thing, but the way Phil handles, like, body language and, like, the way there's slight changes in facial expressions.
Yeah, it's all very subtle, and it's all these, like, small movements, right? It's like, Hachiman will go from, like, sitting, like, down, slouching to, like, he'll sit up, or, like, he'll move his positioning a little bit, you know? It's these very, like, subtle, slight changes in posture, and then the way that people move. It's actually really fucking good and shows that, like, the animators of the show and, like, the directing is, like, really, really, really fucking solid in terms of showing these small visual cues of things, which is why it's really fucking funny that a certain fucking person says they don't like it because the visual storytelling isn't good. But I would say that the visual storytelling is fucking almost in another fucking league.
Like, how do you not? Like, this show is literally like, 90% camera movements and framing. It's like cinematography 101.
At a certain point, this show is, like, better visually than, like, most other anime that exist. In terms of, okay.
It's so fucking, oh shit. It's like, okay.
It does small things with its animation that most anime choose to not do because it's subtle and it's something that, like, you'd see more in actual film or live action things as opposed to an animation where generally things are exaggerated.
Yeah, this is coming from, like, you know,
someone who actually fucking does film stuff, you know.
And someone who's a big fucking retard. Let's go.
That's what's funny. Like, whenever I see people talk about Unga Bunga film language, right? It's like, don't fucking talk to me. Like, some people who say that shit, and you can. It's so easy to me when people don't to tell when people don't understand it because they'll say shit like that. Like, what do you want? Do you want Hachiman to go like, it's fucking Kaguya-sama or some shit where it's like over exaggerated for the point of the storytelling, right? Do you want that shit? Like, what a guy who will literally do shit where it's like they won't show a character's face, they'll film from behind them whenever they're lying or not showing their real feelings about something, right? That's like, it's such fucking obvious shit where there's like framing where like the camera will literally have characters barred off from like entire like parts of the building, make it look like they're caged in or make them look small, right? It's fucking film 101. You learn this shit in like your fucking film class in middle school, homie. Like, come on. Oregairu make me coom.
All right. Well, that's because Yui's fucking hot as shit.
So we're gonna talk about who Yuki Noshita's best girl.
Okay, let's be real.
Yeah. Okay. What's up?
If your name is Vindy, all right. What's the number one thing you want your girls to have? It actually should be really fucking obvious if you care about the girls who I like. Face. No. it's I like girls who aren't reserved. I want them to be like extra, not necessarily extra, but right. I want them to be like, you know what I mean?
You want them to be crows.
No, that's my boys. That's Haikyuu. We're not talking about that.
Team inside his fucking room.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about Haikyuu. Like, I want them to be like, like that's part of why I like tomboys, right? They're really feisty. They're like, you know.
They step on his cock and balls.
I like when they go for it, you know, and they're more than just like, which is like, you know, whatever. Oh. And Yui's like. She's like, gah! And so is Iroha, who's great, and Yukino's more reserved and more like, and that's not me. That's not what I want. Because I'm too autistic to pick up on that, right? I'm never going to understand someone who's quiet and reserved and doesn't just straight up just look me in the eyes and be like, this is how I'm feeling. You're terrible and no one likes you. And I'm like, you know what? You got a fucking point right there, right? Like, that's what I need. I don't need some kind of bullshit. Like, I don't want bullshit. I don't want that bullshit reserve shit. And that's what Yui and that's what Iroha are. And Yukino is she's way too, like, passive for me. That's not how I can't deal with that.
Unlucky, I think.
I'd get too angry.
Unlucky,
I'd get too, like, talk! Stop!
Also, I just realized that's what confused me, because last week we were like, oh, there's only 2 episodes. We can't do it a seasonal. But there would have been 3 episodes, because Oregairu season 1.
Yeah, I was really fucking confused when I was sitting down, and I was like, wait, why are there 3 episode 2s? We could have done an episode last week, but you know what? I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know who made a mistake. So I was just gonna quietly not say anything, and I'm glad now that you feel bad about yourself. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. That was mean.
So Oregairu.
I mean, now that I know there's another episode, like I'm sure it advances things. So I'm like, okay,
Craftsdwarf.
I don't know what to talk about now.
Well, Craftsdwarf. I just
know what we can talk about now.
Rent a girlfriend.
Play the OP.
Oh man, play the OP. Haha, funny TikTok. The opening is literally Lamfert's and fucking TikTok dances in the intro. Do you not realize that? Okay.
I'm sorry,
this was a fun show.
I was too busy looking at their tits.
So can we talk about how the main girl is hotter with her glasses and her braids than she is without?
Yeah, okay. Like, I was already feeling that, and this goes back to what I was just talking about, right? I'm pulling a full round circle. The entire time he's like, "Oh my god, she's so cute." I was like, "She's fine." Like the main girl, right? I was like, she kind of sucks. Like, she's really boring and generic. I'm not into it. And then let me tell you what, the fucking minute she pulled him into that back alley and started reaming him, and she's like, "You're a terrible person. Why are you doing this to me?" I was like, "Oh my god."
Then he got all hot and bothered with his little
like, I was like, oh my god, this is what I needed. This is who I want. And then at the end of the episode, when she was her real self and she was way hotter, I was like, what? Hello?
Like, said, please step on my cocks and ball, please.
I'm already excited for the show just on the premise of, like, I already get that the point is going to be that the her that she is when she's being the rent-a-girlfriend and the her that she actually is are 2 different people. And then eventually her real self and main boy are going to fall in love, right? And that's the whole point, is that they're both themselves as opposed to she's trying to be someone who she's not.
I want to bring up something that this reminded me of that I think is important regarding certain, like, cultural things. So, How much do you guys know about maid cafes?
Little.
That they exist.
Okay.
Enough. I know enough.
So I would highly recommend for anyone interested to read Patrick Galbraith. It's free. It's online. He wrote an article called "Made in Japan," spelled MAID, which basically is about maid cafes. And one of the area that I'm connecting. Hold on, car.
Cool.
What said something and I ignored it, of course.
This is a really funny gift that now I want to watch Isekai Quartet really bad.
But anyway, so basically, when you go into a maid cafe and you are paying for their services, you're entering a roleplay space in which you are in a judgment-free zone, basically, where the maid is she's going to listen to anything you say and roll with it. but also like like I said, it's like a role play space. You are the master and they are the maid. So like, well, because basically one specific thing that I thought was interesting from that reading is there was an incident where someone at the cafe asked the maid for her phone number, and she denied him once, like politely in a fun way. Then she denied him again, like seriously, and then he was banned from the establishment. And that's basically, it kind of highlights the importance of like what this, because this is very much like that. It is like Rent-A-Girlfriend, like they're obviously not actually boyfriend and girlfriend. It is a role play space where she's playing a character and he's supposed to play along with it. But in the second date, he was not playing along with it, and she was like, what the fuck? He's basically being like that guy, because when that guy was asking the maid for the phone number, they're no longer in a roleplay space. The master does not ask the maid, hey, can I get your phone number so I can call you and we can date after? No, that's not how it works. Right. So when he was doing that and like saying, oh, we're just complete strangers, like he was basically like going against the play that it's supposed to be, you know? Which was one interesting thing I was considering during the episode, because, you know, I know, like, it's kind of like, as far as, like, actual things that exist in Japan. Right. So yeah, and I'm interested to see, like, yeah, no, because he knows the real the person outside of the data girlfriend, and then, of course, there was the thing, the shit in the hospital.
I thought you were about to tell me, like, some bullshit of, like, oh no, that's not the direction the show is going. I was about to be like,
no, I just wanted to point. Well, see, and well, I maybe because I do think like, because this kind of happens with idol stuff too, where like, you know, they're playing a character and some people go too far and stalk them or harass them, and so I don't know, maybe like. It depends on how the show handles it, but, you know, just like, oh, but if you meet them outside of their thing and then fall in love with the real person, not the character, maybe that could work, but I don't know, I just had it, you know, thinking about, like, it is kind of an issue with people who don't respect the play space as a play space, and, you know, try to contact the girl outside of it, but this is obviously like it's a show, so I don't know, I'm curious to see how it explores it, because I already have a little bit of knowledge and context into like what it's doing, or like what it's referring to, even if it's not like the exact same thing, if that makes sense.
Hey Vindy, can I have your phone number?
Yeah, it's 555-555-5555.
Kamen Rider Fives, hell yeah. No,
but yeah, I think that's interesting, and like it was really funny to me because like I'm already feeling this show just on the fact that like who the girl actually is, I find like 10 times hotter than who she pretends to be when she's a girlfriend. Like this shit already got me like fucking, you know, feeling it. So we'll see where it goes from here.
Oh yeah, and earlier when you said he's a cuck, like there was literally always thinking about his girlfriend being with another guy, and he's like, "Why is that getting me aroused?" Like, holy shit, dude.
I meant he's actually.
I know.
He gets off to it, like. It's
well,
really
I wanted
sad.
to talk about it in more detail since, you know, we couldn't bring it up before, but
yeah, the man is a legitimate cuck, and I hate him, but it's okay because he's gonna fuck a hot fucking lady.
It's a really Vindy moment, you
know.
I don't know. I thought she was kind of hot when they were under the sheet.
Oh my god,
was pretty hot.
She was so hot. Oh my god.
She would have been hotter if she was alone.
I thought it was interesting because I actually expected the show to do something a lot different, which is like when he was talking, you know, he was having his whole discussion about like, I'm starting my new life. I don't need to rent a girlfriend, right? And he saw his girlfriend, and part of this is because ReZero had conditioned me that, which I meant to talk about. ReZero season 2 has so many fucking hilarious cutaway gags where something will happen and it just hard cuts to something else. I was expecting a hard cutaway gag to him calling her again, you know? But that's not what it was. And I think that that's part of what this show's doing. And another part I really liked from it was when, he called her sorry, he gave like that long speech about, you know, he's gonna be better or whatever, and she's like, shut the fuck up, do not drag me into your cringy ass soliloquy. And I was like, let's fucking go.
No, she's great. Yeah, she's really fun.
I fucking love her, dude.
And yeah, I'm also curious about the other girls, because like right now, you know, this is the one he's met in real life, but then obviously he's going to be, or at least in some, like there's 3 other girls advertised on the promotional material.
Hell, one of them has a ribbon in her hair and is fucking hot.
One of them.
But we're not talking about that. Okay, well, shut up.
Yeah. But yeah, well, I guess to finish my thought earlier, was my response to you, I guess, rather than like the real and the fictional, like also the divide between the two and seeing them as separate is probably also going to be important. And that same idea is also kind of why I want to go back and finish Blend S, because it's also very much dealing with that.
Ugh.
But I don't know. I'm more interested in just seeing media that explore this idea.
The problem is Blend S doesn't do anything with that.
That's sad, but I still want to check it out on my own and see, but because I only watched like one episode and thought it wasn't funny, but now I have this other like perspective that I'm interested in viewing it from. So. But this show's actually enjoyable from the first episode, so yeah.
Blend S had some good things, and then the ending just fucking died, and I was like, okay, well. Like,
I mean, it's based on a manga, so.
Well, yum,
He bored me. No. Okay.
I think we're done. Yeah.
Clip that.
Like, I did like the interaction, like his parents dragging him for not having that. Like, he's never had a romantic experience.
No, dude, that's fucked up, bro. Do not do that to your fucking children. That is fucking.
That's pretty mean, but I thought it was funny. And then also the grandma being like, "Did you guys fuck yet?" Like,
yeah, kind of base.
That was pretty raw. I was like, yes, sir, start right now. Clothes off. This is a different kind of anime we're about to watch. Yes, sir. But that didn't happen. That was a little sad.
But yeah, it's a fun show. The third best thing we're watching this season, obviously.
Look, I really hope that it gets, like, good by the end of it.
Best thing I'm watching.
Okay, shut up. I know you're watching SAO. I actually...
Also, I want to say I like the production. Like, it's a good-looking show. I like it visually so far.
I think this is going to be the first season that I actually watch a show on my own independently of the Weeb Club, because there's a show that I'm really interested in.
Oh, Decadence, right?
Yep.
Which is like, you probably pick it if not for fucking Oregairu and ReZero.
If this season didn't have Oregairu Season 2 and ReZero Wait, the season's only... Oh... I didn't know ReZero this season was only going to be 13 episodes.
Really? Is that confirmed? Is that confirmed? Okay.
That's on Mao.
Well, I mean, Mao was wrong about yesterday, so,
Well,
you're right. I really hope it's more than 13.
I do too. I also hope it's like 20, but we'll wait and see.
Oh, wait, there's a part 2 season.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a split core. Okay, that makes sense.
Split core. Yeah.
Well, I guess I know it's someone's picking that season.
Man, I can't believe that ReZero is my favorite anime of 2020 and my favorite anime of 2021. Let's fucking go!
Man, that GIF you post is fucking funny.
Dude, it is. I actually really want to watch Isekai Quartet right now because I like Konosuba a lot, and I like... Maybe I'll pick it for the Weeb Club. How long is it?
Konosuba is a long pick.
Quartet's not funny.
No, not Konosuba. Wait, have you not seen Konosuba?
I've seen it. There's 2 seasons.
No, I'm not talking about Konosuba. I'm talking about Isekai Quartet, retard.
Oh,
you know what? We have to watch other things, because we have to watch Overlord and Yojo Senki. And then I think Season 2 has another series added in.
It adds Shield Hero.
Overlord's like really long, though, right?
I haven't seen Shield Hero either. Fuck!
And then Season 3 is adding Cautious Hero.
Oh, no.
Well, we already saw it, luckily, so...
So, okay, you know what? That's what I'm doing my picks now for the Weeb Club. I'm working up to watching Isekai Quartet.
Okay. I mean, okay.
We're watching.
So we're watching Yojo Senki.
Well, what already suggested Yojo Senki at one point.
Right.
We
so
just
what's
put
gonna
it
pick
off.
Yojo Senki? I'm picking either my next long pick will be Shield Hero. I'm picking Overlord.
By the way,
I'll make my next long pick over Overlord Season 1. So
man, patrons, you should Patreon.
Overlord Season 1's only 13 episodes.
Oh, never mind. I'll slip a short pick in somewhere.
13 episodes.
I haven't watched Overlord Season 1 in years.
Well, I can make a long pick to do 2 seasons at once.
Well, you can suck my dick.
Well, isn't it what's long pick next, anyways?
Well, no.
Yes, but he probably doesn't want to watch Overlord.
All right. Well, okay. We're getting way off topic. We should end this up.
Oh yeah, Vindy. I don't know if you saw, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, that wraps it up for the seasonal. Please kill us, find all dox us, and give your addresses so you can find where we live and end our lives.
Yeah. Please.
Goodbye, everyone. We love you all.
I love ReZero. I love Oregairu. I'm gonna.
Adios.